timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490.
Hey, Russ Rollins here. Did you know Life Imaging FLA? They've been around for about a year now. A year of saving lives. And I say that, and it's all actually accurate. I have 4 friends who went to Life Imaging FLA, found out they had heart blockage they had no idea that they had, and it did save their lives. Dozens of listeners have told us the same story about finding out about cancer early and heart blockage. You can go and get this same scan done, and it will give you peace of mind, and also can let you know in advance if you have something that you need to take care of. Life Imaging FLA, they know that early detection of heart disease and cancer is a game changer when it comes to early treatment and the outcome. It's Life Imaging FLA. If you want to get that heart scan, pick up your phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan, and with a few minimum requirements, this is a $699 value, and you can get that free heart scan like I did. It's Life Imaging FLA. Pick up your phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia. Life Imaging FLA.
Don't let spring allergies make you miserable. Try the quick, drug-free solution trusted by over 4 million people, Navage. Only Navage uses suction to flush out your sinuses using refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at your local Sam's Club in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better immediately at Sam's guaranteed best price. Navage, Navage. Breathe easy.
Let's make Father's Day something this year with the Bartesian Cocktail Maker. It whips up over 60 premium cocktails on demand, each ready at the push of a button. And right now, you get $50 off when you buy 1 pack of Dad's favorite cocktail capsules. Make Dad's Father's Day by making cocktails with all natural juices and bitters without making any mess at all. Visit BARTESIAN.com/father to get $50 off the best premium cocktail maker for Dad. Bartesian. Premium cocktails on demand.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Wednesday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that, as we do every single day. We do have a big program for you today. We will get you caught up on what's happening out in the world. Deb will do that at 3:20 with Woke News. 4 o'clock hour, it's Animal House. Daryl Payne in for 2 segments. So if you have a pain-in-the-ass dog giving you troubles, give us a call. We'll give you some free advice. 5 o'clock hour, our buddy Scott Maxwell returns to the show. We'll also do trivia in the 5 o'clock hour. End it all up. You heard it here first. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I'm Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
And straight ahead, it's producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
All right, 407-916-1041. That's how you call us. You can easily text our show as well at 77031. Find us easily on social, Instagram and Facebook. That's at Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, it's just at The Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. That's where you can check us out on YouTube. Click right through. Give us a like and subscribe. That helps us out quite a bit. We appreciate it greatly. See you guys tomorrow.
Throwing some thumbs up. If you're in the YouTube today, let's get that thumbs up thing.
Let's
going.
get that thumbs up thing. I like that thumbs up thing. At my age, Jack, you got to be careful, boss. Gonna need a glove for that thumbs up.
You know, at your age, it's something you should be less concerned about. Actually, it's something you should experience.
Oh, wait, what? Wait, what? Yeah. All right. 407 916 1041. You guys having a good Wednesday? Anything popping out there? Anything special other than the brutal heat?
I was going to say just the heat, man.
Yeah, he was pretty brutal. We went out to my truck today around noon to head this way, and man, I was like, hello, May. May?
Right now.
May?
Just wish you could buy a cold one for everyone out there that has to work in any capacity outside.
Multiple cold ones.
Yeah, exactly.
I would not tease any good roofer with just one beer. Are you kidding? You should overhand throw it at me if I get a roofer one beer or a landscaper one beer. And beer not the thing to cool off with.
No. But
although
I mean,
firing down some ice cold beers when it's hot is the greatest thing ever.
After doing lawn work, right? Am I right, guys? An ice cold whatever.
I put them in the freezer. I want them just crystalled, just right before they start to solidify. That's how I like it, nice and cold.
Beer slushy.
But you got to have the light beers. You know, your Bud Light, Miller Lite, something like that. Like just completely crushable. Hard to do that with IPAs. You do not want to mow the lawn and then hit a nice Cigar City. You don't want to do that. You don't want to, highlight after mowing the lawn. You want it nice and crispy and cold.
Crispy and cold, and when that won't put you on all fours.
I got to tell you, man, I don't know about those guys out there. I don't think water's the go-to, is it?
No, I would imagine it's like Pedialyte or Gatorade.
Yeah, I would think that most of our people out there working their asses off in this brutal sun probably do consume water, but I bet they have to mix in some other kind of fluid, some kind of other
Gatorade, Powerade type of
something
electrolyte
like that,
replacement.
I know when I'm out there on that pussy-ass golf course playing golf, and I know that I have to get some liquid in me. I try not to drink as much water as possible. I do drink water for sure, but I got to get something else in there.
That's right.
Because you start cramping up.
You played over the weekend. Did you break par?
No.
There's your good buddy. You see him right through the glass over there?
3 minutes, 40 seconds in.
Oh, he's good, man.
Stabbing me right in the side.
You're so good.
He's a ninja.
Okay.
You're so close. You have an extremely low handicap.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's just a matter of time.
You're right, Pontius.
Oh,
you are right.
Damn. Biblical shade, Bradshaw. Biblical.
I was on my knees this morning doing a little reading.
Oh, well, if that's what you want to call it.
All right. So I have a question to ask you guys. I have a bit of a moral dilemma to ask you guys about. No, it's not to do with me, but there was a situation that just happened here recently, and I wanted to ask what you guys think.
All right.
Now, this is a national story. It's not a big secret, but it did happen here in Central Florida, and it did happen on something we talk about all the time, which is cruise ships and the cruise business over in Port Canaveral.
Right.
Well, this Icon of the Seas thing, right? This Icon of the Seas, which is the biggest cruise ship on the planet right now. It's got that big bubble forehead.
Right, okay.
You know, where the water show happens now, right?
How can you keep track?
I know.
Just launched earlier this year. And I know people who've been on it. They say it's wonderful. Everything about it's great. It's much bigger than the other one, which would be the Wonder of the Seas, which was the next level up. This thing is like way wider, way taller, just way more everything. Here's my dilemma, or here's the dilemma. Not mine per se. I think I kind of know how I react to this. I'm kind of interested in how you guys and the audience looked at this. And we could actually even make this the question of the day, Jack, if you'd like to.
Sure.
So a passenger jumps off this ship.
Yeah.
And dies. 31 years old, has a kid. Don't know why he jumped, don't know any of that. Just know that the dude jumped, right? And if you know anything about these cruise ships, if you have yet to be on one of these really, really big cruise ships, I will tell you, from that deck, the top deck, and you look down, it's harrowing. I mean, it is a long way down. And maybe not as much as you think it is, because as you look at the constants of the sea, it kind of messes with your
depth perception.
Yeah, your perception of how far it really is. Then you see that. Then you get off the ship and you look back up to the top of that thing and you're like, God almighty.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't jump off the first level of it, much less the 15th or 16th level. But here's the question. And this was part of a New York Post story.
All right.
And it doesn't matter about the integrity of the website because it jumped me to this, but it does ask an interesting question. What day do you think this happened on?
Full moon.
No. Not what day of a 7-day cruise do you think this happened on?
Oh,
the last day.
Nope.
The first day.
On the way out.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he had a plan.
Day one. Now what? What's the responsibility of this ship after that? Because the story is about how dystopian it was because they were on this cruise when this cat jumped.
Yeah.
They made the announcement over the ship's system, which I do not understand, to tell the entire crew, hey, we found the guy. They did not tell everybody he was dead.
Yeah.
So the dining room erupts in clapping, thinking that, if you found the body or you found the person, they didn't say body, they said person, I guess. That's what made everything a little bit kind of squirrely. And then the guy says, who's writing the story and who was actually conveying the story from the person they spoke to, who was actually on the cruise, said that it was kind of dystopian because after the announcement, everybody kind of went on. And even after they figured out, and even after that people on the ship found out the guy had died after the jump, day one, they kept going. The person who wrote the story felt it to be a little bit kind of separated, almost kind of not Orwellian, but in that sense where you would think that you kind of, separated yourself from humans that aren't directly related to you and the empathy it comes with that. They just kind of kept on. So on the very first day of this ship, a guy jumps off and dies. What is the protocol? 7,000 people on this boat. A number of them have flown from all over the world to go on this trip. They planned for a year, maybe more, to go on this trip. It costs thousands of dollars to go on this ship.
And that's why you see that they just keep going. I guess make a counselor available,
The
for
families-
passengers who feel they need to talk to someone about it.
Now, they did that for sure.
Okay, so that's covered. But who was his immediate party?
That's covered, Jack.
Listen, you got to keep going. You got 7,000 people
Jack,
on this ship.
Here's the thing. Here's the crazy part of the story. Well, not the crazy part of the story. The crazy part we just went over. They really weren't that far from Miami. A number of the people on the ship had commented they thought that they were going to spin the damn thing around and go right back to the port.
Why?
Because that guy died. And I guess they felt that. This is the people on the ship. They felt that the respectful thing to do would be to delay the cruise a little bit, get the guy and his family back to the port, get them off, and then kind of relaunch the ship and kind of deal with it after that. They did not do that. They put the dude in the cooler, I guess. Or they have a morgue. I mean, I think they have an on-ship morgue. They put the guy in the morgue, and on they went. Because, Coco K can't wait.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
No, I mean, it's
the rest of his party. Those are the people you have to deal with, right? Those are the people who need attention at this time.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone else, they have way too much invested into this venture. Millions we're talking.
Right. Yeah,
cumulatively, right?
You're talking about. Look, the cruise ship doesn't want to cancel the damn thing either.
No,
but they also
it's a nightmare.
But you don't want the heat of being, you can see Miami. I'm not saying this is what happened, but, if you can see Miami and dude jumped and they spun around and got him, and the family's right there. I mean, you could make an argument. Hey, man, it's right there.
It was the call of the void that got him.
Yeah, I don't know. God, dude.
What was his party? Like, who was he with?
It doesn't really say. He just said he was a married father of one. He'd gone over the side and was forced to turn around in hopes of finding the guy. It does not say anything about how many people he was with, if he was with family, any of that stuff.
Wife and baby? No.
It said just prayers to the family. It said they were giving the family privacy, but it doesn't say how many or who was with him or anything. I mean, honestly, dude, if this is your plan, and that was what you planned on doing to make that final decision, maybe you do book the cruise with nobody, and just kind of how you do it. I don't know. It doesn't say anything about that. Crazy though. I was they deployed the rescue boats. They did the whole thing. It's a 7-day voyage. It was going to be not due back until June 1st into Miami.
Oh wow!
So they had his credit card. You think they billed him for the rescue boats?
Oh, Jack, they just talked about this the other day. This dude was about to lose his life.
Yeah.
and as they're lowering him down to the rescue boat, they're like, oh, yeah, by the way, here, bro, here's the bill. You're going to have to pay this before we get you the final 10 feet.
Oh, yeah.
We're just going to leave you dangling there. We'll dangle a pin down there so you can sign this receipt. They hit that guy up for every dollar he had. And it still didn't cover the other surgery he had to have once he got off the boat. They do not care. They bring you that damn bill.
Yeah, but if they find if the guy's dead,
yeah,
and they have his credit card,
come on, Jack, come on,
someone's got to pay this bill.
You're the worst. How do I? Again, I'll ask again. How do I have the bad reputation on this show? How am I the one that doesn't have any empathy? Did you hear that robot over there talking? That vampire?
Well, there's money on the line, Jimmy.
You bet your ass I'd have gone on too. No way possible. We're stopping. Had they turned it around, formal complaint.
Well, somebody said that a couple of people texted saying he jumped from deck 5. He died after being rescued while in the ship's ICU. And then a lot of people said, if people knew anything, there's people that die on cruise ships every single time. They never turn around.
They don't. You're right. And the thing I found odd about this is they made this announcement.
That's the weird part.
And maybe they thought the guy was going to survive because they do not mention that he died on the ship in ICU. I just assume he died when he was in the ocean. They basically fished him out of the sea passed. I did not know that they made it to the ICU. It doesn't say that here.
Yeah. This is just the smartest listening audience in all of radio.
Well, that's fine. I mean, and appreciate that very much. But that does really kind of
the announcement. I think made it had a shadow that went on over the rest of the cruise, right?
Yeah,
they just kept it private and quiet.
I guess, but again, I mean, and they're right. I mean, somebody died on the cruise we were on recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and yes, they did. And they made an announcement. They didn't make an announcement. I just heard about it through the grapevine, actually through employees. That somebody died in one of the restaurants. Had a heart attack and died in the restaurant.
Really?
Ooh, did you ask what table?
No, stop. I did ask
was the
what
credit
they
card?
order. Oh, come on, stop.
Was the credit card still there? There you go, Bradshaw. I'll ask it for you.
All right, that's fine. I got 2 bottles of wine on it. Listen, life's short. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Let's make that the question of the day, Jack. I mean, do you think you should pay some type of respect? There should be some protocol if you're so close. Let's say if you're outside of 100 miles out, do you turn around?
No, you don't turn around.
You don't turn around.
People die on cruise ships every day.
I developed this topic so Jack and everybody could hear Jack's real soul.
Captain Cruel over there.
No joke. All right, 407-916-1041. What do you got for news? Turn around.
Cruise ship.
For woke news, we're going to talk about.
Do it. We're going on the road.
I guess you guys should. Quite a band. Police here in Florida investigate the suspected suicide of pro golfer Grayson Murray. Closer to home, Orlando business owners are worried about downtown's future. And North Korea sends balloons to South Korea.
Oh, finally a sign of diplomacy.
But you don't want to pop these balloons. We'll tell you why and more coming up next during woke news.
Full of nerve gas.
Well, you
All
know.
right.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with Deb's news and more of the Jim Colbert Show. Hang loose.
Someday Alexa will do everything. Alexa, can you unclog the toilet?
Yeah, I'm kind of busy right now.
But until then, just tell her to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Playing Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Traffic is slow in the usual spots on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area. For those taking the interstate east and westbound by the major attractions exits, no problems or delays to report for those who need to travel along the beach line or the Greenway today. If you happen to see any traffic problems in the Orlando area, just make sure you're calling the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by MD Now Urgent Care. For over 15 years, Floridians have trusted the physician-led team at MD Now Urgent Care for high-quality health care. From injuries and illnesses to school and sports physicals, MD Now Urgent Care is here to get you back to better. Find a location near you at mdnow.com and use their convenient web check-in today.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Hi, I'm Chef Justin Timnery, Florida's culinary ambassador. If you've enjoyed preparing fresh from Florida recipes, then you're going to love the Fresh from Florida Club. As a member, you'll be able to search and save delicious recipes, create custom menus, and ask me your cooking questions. Each month, you'll also get a list of what's in season, so you can make your family the freshest meals possible. It's free and easy to sign up. And best of all, you'll be supporting Florida's farmers, ranchers, and fishermen. Join the club at freshfromflorida.com today.
A picture is worth 1,000 words, but a video is priceless. I'm Attorney Mo DeWitt, and we have access to every single traffic camera in the state of Florida. Injured on the go, just call Mo, Orlando's injury attorneys.
Here's a Father's Day dad joke. The way a pawn moves in chess is pretty straightforward. You know what's not a dad joke? Getting $50 off the Bartesian Premium Countertop Cocktail Maker with the purchase of 1 pack of Dad's favorite cocktail capsules. Visit BARTESIAN.com/father to get the best premium cocktail maker for Dad at the best price for you. Bartesian Premium Cocktails on Demand.
This Military Appreciation Month, Navy Federal Credit Union wants to celebrate our members who go above and beyond every single day. That's why we thought you might want to hear some special thank you messages from your friends and family.
I want to give a shout out to my brother AZ1 Archie Castillo.
Hi, I want to give a shout out to my friend Colin, who's currently serving in the Army. Thanks for all you do. Happy Military Appreciation Month.
And from all of us here, Happy Military Appreciation Month. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Tired of hearing about rising costs and rising rates? International Diamond Center has the relief you need with a guaranteed best prices. And starting this Saturday, 0% interest financing. Yes, 0%. IDC rolls back interest rates so you can make any purchase and enjoy low monthly payments for 4 years without a dime in interest. And IDC showcases are packed. Engagement rings, wedding bands, eternity bands, earrings, pendants, and our largest selection ever of certified hand-picked diamonds and exclusive designer fashion jewelry. Pick any item, celebrate your love, get the value price you deserve, then spread your payments over 4 years. That $6,000 pair of diamond earrings is just $125 a month. A $12,000 engagement ring is just $250 a month. Everything's affordable with this amazing offer. 4 years, 0% financing. There's just one catch. This is a limited time offer just for the month of June. Don't wait. Let IDC help you get the jewelry you've been dreaming of at a price and payment you didn't think was possible. International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Details at shopidc.com. On approved credit.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert, and I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700. The Rolling Stones, live. Stones Tour 24, Hackney Diamonds. Sponsored by AARP, June 3rd, Camping World Stadium. The Rolling Stones. The greatest rock and roll band in the world. Tickets on sale now at rollingstones.com. Your chance to see the Stones.
The free iHeart app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like Real Fun Beach Radio. Real Fun Beach Radio is commercial-free all summer and gives you that toes in the sand beach music vibe 24/7. I'm picking up good vibrations. Just open the free iHeart app, search Real Fun Beach Radio, and start listening. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
For all your windows and doors, go to FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
I just got off of cruise 2 weeks ago, and if they had turned it around because of a death, I would have lost my mind. The only time that a cruise ship should turn around because of a death is if it's the captain's.
Hey there, guys. How's everything going? So my thoughts on this cruise ship thing, I'll leave it to the immortal words of one Lionel Richie. Sail on, honey, good times never felt so good. Carry on.
Get it, dog.
Bye.
Not bad at all, boss. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Those are talkbacks, guys. You can do it as well. It's easy. Get the iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio once you get it. Use that microphone to send your comment to Jack. And then my friend will edit it down, make you seem smart, put it on the air.
Superstar.
Actually, he won't do any of that. He'll just put it on the air.
Yeah, I'm playing it as is. So make it good.
Welcome back. I'm Jim. Jack is right over there, and Deb has some news. Let's get it.
And now, it's time for Woke News. It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke. On the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. All right, jury deliberations continue in former President Trump's hush money trial in New York. Palm Beach County State Attorney Dave Ehrenberg says the evidence against the former president is overwhelming, but one juror could help him walk.
I still think it will be a conviction, at least in part, on some of the counts. No chance of an acquittal, but there's always that prospect of a hung jury.
Ehrenberg says the jury will not acquit, but is 70% likely to convict Trump and 30% likely to be hung on several counts. He says juror number 1 has been sympathetic toward the former president and could be the holdout.
Yeah, I heard nodding in agreement to a number of the defense arguments, and this one particular juror seemed to nod in agreement to it in reaction, and they think that that juror alone could wind up hanging the jury on some of the bigger counts. That's what I've heard.
And that's really kind of been the assumption from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
All right, all charges have been dropped against world number 1 golfer Scottie Scheffler in connection to an incident at the PGA Championship in Kentucky about 2 weeks ago. Scheffler's lawyer, Steve Ramirez, praised Scheffler for how he handled his arrest outside the PGA Championship earlier this month.
He is, as always, as nice and polite and respectful as you could possibly be. I can assure you, if I was in the back of that police car, I would not have been nearly as polite as he was. But that's who he is.
Now, police say Scheffler ignored instructions while they were investigating a traffic fatality, going so far as to say Scheffler dragged a police officer.
Right.
Scheffler said, no, this was just a big misunderstanding. The Jefferson County attorney dismissed the charges in court today.
My wife, who knows nothing about golf, asked me, she goes, does this guy have a reputation for being an a-hole? And I said, they basically arrested Andy Griffith. If Andy Griffith, Mr. Rogers, and Opie all had a child, it would be Scottie Scheffler, like the most boring dude on tour. I'll give you an example. Right, there was a golf writer that said Scottie Scheffler's the number 1 player in the world, and that's a problem for the PGA Tour because he's just a little boring.
No John Daly
no
action?
No John Daly, no nothing. I mean, this is
no Tiger Woods with a waitress.
When this guy got arrested, nobody thought it was legit. Like this guy couldn't do anything wrong. He's like programmed against it. Anyway, drug the cop is fine.
Back here in the state of Florida, Palm Beach Gardens police say they're conducting an investigation into the death of a pro golfer, 2-time PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray was found dead inside his townhouse on Saturday. He'd withdrawn from the Charles Schwab Cup Challenge in Texas the day before, citing an illness. The 30-year-old's parents say he committed suicide, and following an initial investigation, police say there does not to be any signs of foul play. Murray was public about his struggles with alcoholism and mental health issues. Police say they won't be releasing any information, though, until their investigation is complete.
Yeah, matter of fact, this guy actually lobbied the tour online and was very vocal about how he didn't think he was getting enough support for his mental illness and alcoholism, which he had struggled with mightily for a while, and was quite open about it. I mean, you can find a number of times where he spoke openly on television in interviews about the fight he had. And, there's a lot of speculation on his last putt that he put in it before he withdrew.
Really?
About how he didn't really care a whole lot. And he was under par. Like, he was going to make money. He was doing well. I think he already won twice this year.
He was under par? Weren't you under par this weekend?
Continue, Deborah.
Speaking of money, some Orlando business owners are worried about the downtown's future. Church Street will lose another business when Hamburger Mary's closes on Sunday. The restaurant's owners say the hustle and bustle of downtown Orlando has given way to a sleepy city with more people working remotely, less traffic at night. They said it's just boring now.
Yeah. Man, you know where this started? This started when formerly the Improv, when it left downtown Orlando, when they couldn't get that deal going, they wound up putting that bar restaurant thing in there or whatever. It just, for some reason, took that traffic away from downtown. And for me, that was like the disembarking kind of thing for downtown. Slowly, they just started living. And then we've been through this twice. This entire area has died at least once before, and then it came back, and I guess it's going through that cycle again.
Well, back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Well, it was big in the 80s, and in the 90s when, like, Pleasure Island opened up, then, it lost again. They built it back up, over the past 15 years or so, and now they are actively trying to make it, you can't park after 11 p.m. in the garages. They want bars to close. They make it no new bars. They are actively, the city council actively passing legislation to make it harder and to open a business.
Well, at least when it comes to nightclubs.
Alcohol.
A nightclub, right.
Now, Crepe Delicious Orlando is another Street location facing an uncertain future. Yeah, the manager says she doesn't know how much longer they're going to be open. Orlando's Downtown Development Board is trying to turn things around. The executive director tells Channel 9 they're working on a number of different programs to augment downtown at all hours of the day. And I used to work in the SunTrust Center on the 22nd floor before the company I was with merged our two properties. And that was when you had more choices for lunch than you knew what to do with. There were places to go, like cool head shops with cool T-shirts. And
this sounds like something that $100 million budget and Visit Orlando could tackle.
With all that money, they should, right? If tourism money is about getting tourists into Orlando.
Story today, Channel 6 was brutal about that. It is unbelievable. That's
a gross piggy bank over there.
There's a reason why Scott and those guys write about it so much. When you start reading how that money gets broken down, it's $350 million or something, and how that money's broken down, you just laugh out loud. You just simply laugh out loud at how much money is allocated to that stupid convention center.
To the convention center, while the downtown of Visit Orlando is absolutely a shell of its former self, and they can't figure out what to do except to continue to make the convention center bigger.
Sure.
A new law may protect seniors from getting scammed. Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill yesterday that allows banks to delay a transaction if an employee thinks a senior may be getting exploited.
Wow, really?
Isn't that awesome?
Damn.
The St. Petersburg State Senator Daryl Roussan sponsored Senate Bill 556. He says it's necessary because many people are at an increased risk of financial exploitation because of their age, disability, their trust in people. The new law takes effect January 1st. And in the meantime, it couldn't come any sooner because cyber criminals are at it again. Attorney General Ashley Moody says their latest tactic uses sponsored hyperlinks and ads to lure unsuspecting users to click on dangerous links that contain malware.
It is called malvertising. Once users click on a deceptive link, they are redirected to a fraudulent site that resembles a frequently visited website, but are actually designed to install malware on a victim's device.
Yeah, Moody says beware of unsolicited emails, pop-up ads, text messages, requests for personal information. And if you have been a victim, you can report the incident to the FDLE's Computer Crime Center.
Yeah, man. I mean, when you work for this company, it is, every 2 or 3 or 4 months or so, maybe even more than that, we go through, this new training about how to avoid that stuff because it's so prevalent.
It is prevalent, and people are busy, and, if you think it's from a trusted source.
Workloads are higher.
Exactly. You're wearing more hats than ever. You don't have as much time to maybe be as diligent, and it just takes a second.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
All right. This next one is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, because a man is accused of following a woman to multiple states before he was recently arrested right here in Central Florida. Police say 30-year-old Kiv Van Kai stalked the victim for about 4 months before showing up at her front door in Palm Coast last Thursday night. Now, the suspect told deputies that he found the victim's TikTok page while he was in the Army in North Carolina.
Okay.
Investigators say Kai went AWOL looking for her before he was discharged.
Oh, he had to have it.
Yeah, man.
He's accused of following the woman to California before he was charged with stalking in Flagler County.
Really? God almighty, man. That would be the most horrifying thing. I would think that would be like the most horrifying thing is being stalked.
Hunted over states.
Yeah. Unbelievable, man.
But using the information she was revealing in her TikToks to determine her location.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so.
What do you think the percentages are of women that stalk as opposed to men that stalk? Obviously, you think maybe more men do it, right?
I would believe so,
wonder
but
what
the
that
internet,
percentage
of
is.
course, makes that so much easier.
I wonder if that's for every
Baby reindeer, you have.
maybe for every 10 guys, maybe 3 women.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But our listeners will weigh in
Yeah,
at
I'm sure.
77031.
Smartest audience in Orlando.
You know it. All right, Volusia County Police.
Wait, you just made up a 10-3 ratio?
Just asking a question. That's all I'm doing, Jack. I'm a question asker, buddy. I find answers. You sit over there and you mock and you judge. I find answers.
I'm going to keep judging.
You please do. And I'll keep finding answers, Jack, for the people.
Volusia County Police are recovering from a busy Memorial Day weekend. The sheriff's office says how many cars were on local beaches from Friday morning until Monday night.
I think it's easier to say how many weren't. Because I had my buddy Shane went over and he said it was completely redonkulous.
So how many cars are on local beaches? This is from Friday morning until Monday night.
40,000. Now, don't clear your throat.
What I needed to.
It's going to be a lot more. 40,001.
Points, Jimmy. 33,000.
It's going to be a great Wednesday.
You know, I want to congratulate you. That's actually not too far off. That was 7,000. That's pretty close.
I expected the buzzer, dude. Totally expected the buzzer.
No, I'm being legit. I'm proud of him.
I know, but I'm still looking in those eyes going, wait a minute. He's coiled for the strike. When is it coming?
He's destroying his own buzzer integrity is what he's doing right now. That's exactly what he's doing. The buzzer will mean nothing soon.
Several dozen violations.
You didn't get a buzzer.
Several dozen violations were issued.
That's for being so close.
Due to loud music and alcohol. Now, on the roads, deputies made close to 400 traffic stops. And made more than 24 arrests. Officials were
and they
also
ran over at least 2 people.
Wait, that's the next story.
Okay, sorry.
Officials were also patrolling the waterways where they conducted more than 100 boat stops and investigated one BUI case.
Oh, nice. You have to admit, though, one of the great pairings in life is loud music and alcohol. That is one of life's great pairings.
Yeah.
If we're pairing things up, you got your peanut butter and jelly, and you have your balls loud music and a copious amounts of alcohol.
There you go.
This guitar solo is so good, everyone should hear it.
Exactly.
Well, in the meantime, one Volusia County Beach safety sergeant is, accused of accidentally running over 2 people who were lying in the sand.
How do you even do that?
Officials say the incident happened on Daytona Beach on the afternoon of Memorial Day. The 2 18-year-olds from Kissimmee were sunbathing just west of the emergency lane when police say they were run over by the sergeant's vehicle. The victims are recovering from their injuries. The sergeant has been cited for careless driving and will undergo a review to determine whether there will be any disciplinary action.
Right. Are the kids okay?
The
For
kids
real?
are okay. Yes.
They are, really?
Yes.
No major injuries or anything?
Nope, they are expected to recover.
Wow, what a blessing.
What was he driving?
I'm not sure.
So maybe, I don't know, because of the softness of the sand, they kind of
pressed him in?
Yeah, there's no question. That helped out a lot. But I mean, again, how do you run 2 people over?
Yeah.
It happens.
As you're telling people not to run people over.
Yeah. Texting, maybe.
Yeah. You know. All right. I know Polk County instituted this week, and now a mandatory burn ban is in effect in Seminole County. Yeah, the county announced the ban yesterday, and it's going to remain in effect until the drought index drops below 500.
A little crispy out there.
For 7 consecutive days or until further notice. It is very crispy out there. The ban includes yard debris, but cooking on the grill is still allowed as long as it's not near the woods. Violators, again, you could get a 60-day jail sentence and at least a $500 fine.
And so here's where this is a lottery we play every single year.
Yep.
And you know what this lottery is? Am I going to be
fireworks?
Am I going to be able to sell my fireworks?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Because what's going to happen is this. So now we have this 6th day. We're already at the very end of May. It's going to go into June. Talking to my buddy Craig today. They are working 24 hours a day, basically, up until 4th of July, preparing for the sales. Of course, he'll be up there in Longwood as always. But, man, you know, this is that roller coaster that you live when you're in this business of whether or not you get enough rain so it's not dangerous for people to buy your product and enjoy it.
Well, and it's also for folks like Chris Carson. When you're planning a fireworks show,
right,
you also have to figure out, okay, is all this money I've put into this product for this one 15-minute show going to go off because of something that's completely out of your control?
And every city manager that has to make that decision because there are multiple fireworks shows just from Daytona to Kissimmee, man. There's got to be 12 or 13 of them or so.
Exactly.
You know, I mean,
that's a lot of money spent, not to mention the money that Craig could lose could stand
Right,
to lose
yeah,
if
sure.
we're not able to shoot off our fireworks.
I'll never forget the 4th of July. I went to a Yankee game in Tampa. I was coming back, and at a high point, like on 414, just west of here, at 9 p.m., and looking out, and because I could see 4 different fireworks shows all going off, over Central Florida. It was just like,
That's a little
wow.
that's a little secret there. Montverde, out there on West Colonial Drive, out in that area there in West Orlando, right on the cusp of West Orlando. That's the highest area in the state, I believe, one of them.
Yeah.
And when you sit up there in the right place, you can see it like the landscape from SeaWorld to Disney to Universal to all of the other city fireworks shows that are being put on. Pretty cool.
That was exactly what it was like when I lived in my 4th floor apartment in Metro West before a lot of the other buildings happened. It was just sit on the balcony and watch one fireworks show after another throughout all of Central Florida. Speaking of the theme parks, this is pretty cool. A seasonal flight taking travelers from Disney World to Disneyland is back up and running. Breeze Airways resumed its nonstop service from Orange County, Florida to Orange County, California earlier today. The trip will depart from Orlando International Airport on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. One-way tickets will start as low as $89.
Damn, really?
Whoa,
Isn't that cool
go.
to go from Disney World to Disneyland?
Disney Schmizney. How about a cross-country flight for a hundo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be like, yeah, sure, I'm going to Disney. Who cares?
All right, well,
I only learned about Breeze's Airlines about a month ago when I was researching flights. I'm like, Breeze, what the hell is that?
Who's this?
Yeah, you feel the breeze. They don't have windows on the plane.
Exactly. Oh, is it a Boeing? All right, speaking of things in the air, 2 astronauts are back on Florida's Space Coast as they prepare for hopefully a historic launch attempt this weekend. The crew returned to Brevard County last night in preparation for Saturday's planned mission. NASA, Boeing, and United Launch Alliance are hoping to successfully send the Starliner spacecraft to the International Space Station for the first time with astronauts on board. Engineers have been working on mechanical issues on the spacecraft since the launch was first delayed earlier this month, like May 6th. Yeah, just a little helium leak.
Right.
Nothing to see here.
Everything's fine.
Liftoff is scheduled for 12:25 p.m. Saturday from the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station.
There you go.
And then finally, from the sublime in the skies to what is that smell? South Korea is accusing North Korea of sending balloons full of excrement over the border.
What?
Doo-doo, Jimmy, doo-doo. The South Korean military says over 260 large balloons have been seen floating over the border this week with objects tied to them.
How many?
260 doo-doo balloons. That's not Luft balloons.
Poo-poo.
It's poo-poo balloons. Most of the
99 brown poop balloons.
Most of the balloons landed on the ground, and military response teams were sent in to collect the objects.
To do what? Why would they do that?
Which turned out to be trash and excrement.
Right. You're going to find there's a whole bunch of old boot in this feces. There's nothing to eat over there.
The balloons seem to be in response to South Korean balloons that were sent north recently, except in their balloons, they carried anti-Pyongyang leaflets, mini radios.
Oh, so they were asking for it.
Flash drives.
Yeah, I get it, Jack.
Flash drives with K-pop music.
Oh, yeah, they don't like that at all. That'll get you killed in North Korea, by the way.
Yeah,
you listen to K-pop music in North Korea, they will shoot you in your own yard.
99 doo-doo balloons.
Red poop balloons.
Now you are officially woke.
Thank you, Deb. I appreciate that. Thanks for that riveting story there at the end.
Yeah,
hey.
Yeah, man, North Korea. I mean, weird move, but you know, it's kind of like South Korea was asking for it.
The weirder
they were
move.
provoked.
They're trying to inform the people of North Korea,
They
Jack.
were provoked, Jimmy.
Yeah.
The weirder move was Jimmy and I negotiating who got to do that story.
Right. That is just like, hey,
I'll give you the North Korean poop balloon, but then I get this story.
You get the doo-doo story.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back in just 1 sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Hang right there.
Doo-doo.
All aboard for Real Yacht Rock Weekends. Every weekend this summer on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Have
Happy Wednesday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast for the rest of the day. And by this afternoon, temperatures will be heating up under a mostly sunny sky. However, we won't expect a ton of humidity, so it won't feel terribly uncomfortable, but it will still be hot with a high of 97 degrees today in Orlando. We stay dry for our Thursday with a high of 96 before a few showers arrive for Friday. Only a 30% chance, but that will help to knock temperatures back down in the upper 80s for the weekend. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer 50-plus programs from health sciences to business to nursing, online and on campus. Are you ready to rewrite your story? Learn more at rasmussen.edu.
The Family 4-Pack is back. Florida residents save with this exclusive offer featuring discounted tickets for a party of 4 to Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Just download, print that coupon before coming out, and enjoy your day, man. Discover something real this summer at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. This is the only place where you can meet an astronaut, touch a moon rock, stand nose to nose with the real Space Shuttle Atlantis, and much more. An awesome place. The show loves going out there. Launch into bold new territories this summer at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex at a down-to-earth price. Of course, they're always giving you great deals. Come face-to-face with the real space and cutting-edge tech of space exploration from NASA. Explore it all and grab your tickets at KennedySpaceCenter.com.
Okay, this contract looks good to me. Let me just run it by my lawyer.
Everyone knows that having a good lawyer on hand can be a real game changer, which is why Legal Shield connects you to a vetted law firm in your state for a low monthly fee. Only Legal Shield has been providing this kind of legal peace of mind for over 50 years. Need an experienced set of eyes on that fine print? With Legal Shield, you can say,
let me run it by my lawyer.
Is the dealership giving you a hassle about warranty repairs?
I guess we'll have to talk to our lawyer.
And for that will you've been putting off, you can finally tell your family.
We're good. I had our lawyer take care of it.
Legal Shield isn't AI bots. It's a dedicated group of real lawyers who have your back, no matter what the future brings, all for around the price of those streaming services you don't watch anymore. Sign up at LegalShield.com/radio today. PPLSI does not provide legal representation or advice. See a plan for complete terms.
Last season, millions tuned into the Betrayal podcast to hear a shocking story of deception. I'm Andrea Gunning, and now we're sharing an all-new story of betrayal. Justin Rutherford. Doctor, father, family man. It was the perfect cover to hide behind.
I was just like, what in the world is going on?
Listen to Betrayal on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Betrayal and start listening.
Hi, this is Earl Ron. I'm the president of New South Window Solutions. What I'd like people to understand about our company is what's unique about us. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. We go out of our way to make it easy.
Going on now. Save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day, but when we're driving, cooking, working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Call 844-ADD-HELP-5. That's 844-ADD-HELP-5.
Need a reboot? RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. Spring is sprung, so let's have some fun. This month, I'll help you reboot your old ride and save up to $8,000 on a new Mitsubishi. So if your old ride's a hunk of junk, don't let it leave you in a funk. You can even drive a new car today with a lifetime warranty, like the Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon starting at $15,900. The popular Eclipse Cross, in stock and ready for delivery. Or the 2024 Outlander, 5-star safety rated, starting at $23,900. So if you've been dreaming of driving a new RC Hill Mitsubishi, don't get your wires crossed, because my team works hard every day, and that's what makes us different. So this week, reboot your old ride, and you could save up to $8,000 on a nicer, newer car. But hurry, a deal this good will shut down fast. I'm RC Hill, and I'm your car dealer next door. 2 locations, DeLand and Ocala. See all my trendy rides at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Vehicle purchase price determines actual discount.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handy
Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
The free iHeart app has over 100 commercial-free stations like Real Fun Beach Radio. Real Fun Beach Radio gives you that toes in the sand beach music vibe 24/7. Just open the app, search Real Fun Beach Radio, and start listening. iHeart Radio. Free never sounded so good.
When life spells heartburn, how do you spell relief? ROLAIDS.
What about when life spells fried chicken?
ROLAIDS.
Fourth cup of coffee?
Still ROLAIDS.
Extra cheesy pizza?
Rolaids always spells relief. Rolaids' powerful dual-active formula begins neutralizing acid on contact to fight your heartburn fast. So, when life spells heartburn, Rolaids spells relief. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
At work, just pretend you're on a Zoom call with us. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Good afternoon, morning, Colbert crew, and boy, is it a scorcher out there today. I'll tell you what, everyone, you just got to do it right. I got my fans going here on the job site. I got my tents. Everything's all good. We got air moving. We got shade. Got plenty of fluids. You just got to do it right. Come prepared. In this weather, you can survive.
Start the day off with Powerade, then water, then sweat a bunch. Get more Powerade, more water, sweat more. Shoot a nail through your finger, then go home, drink beer.
I noticed at my local Publix, they have the Cigar City Highlight in tall boys as singles, but it's a double IPA. It's 10%. You almost need a knife and a fork to eat it. I dare you to bang one of those after doing the front lawn out in the sun. You be going down, maybe.
I got a buddy who drinks those things while playing golf, and I got to tell you, I don't know how he does it. I'm like, man, how do you do that? How do you drink those 16-ounce tall boy High-Lies? And he's right. It's like eating a loaf. It's like drinking a loaf of bread. Oh, God Almighty. Ooh. Yeah, we did get a lot of texts regarding the heat about milk, about how milk is really good for hydrating and keeping you balanced there as well, because it's got all the other things you need in there as well. Sugar, fat.
Man, we had someone text us saying they take magnesium and sodium pills to prevent cramping.
Well, a lot of that liquid IV as well. Guys were saying the liquid IV is another big one.
Yeah.
It's the cramping is the problem. And look, like we talked about yesterday with the lunch breaks, I don't know that these hard workers out there, guys who throw lawns and guys who really out there in that sun all day long, I don't know that they get a full-blown hour lunch break to kind of recharge and get back out there.
Well, we know they have mandated heat breaks, water breaks. Wait a second. No, Governor vetoed that. Sorry.
They did veto that.
Sorry.
I will tell you one of the most ironically brutal jobs in the heat. I was just talking to my buddy about this. My buddy works for Pebble Tech. He's a national rep for Pebble Tech, or I believe East Coast. He goes up and down to make sure that when they build these big exclusive pools, that surface is being laid down properly. It's very important, and that's what he does. And he tells me, he goes, man, you get down on those pools before they spray that Pebble Tech when that concrete's cured. Oh. And it is basically like being in a concave, reflective bowl that everywhere you go, off the walls of that white pool, all that heat's being directed to you. There's no escape from it. That's why they put those big drum fans, and they will just pump their air down in there, trying to blow that hot air out of there. But apparently that's pretty brutal.
That's every time we talk about the heat, that's one of the folks I think of first are the ones that are out there doing those pools, just surrounded by that white concrete. Right. just basically like a frog in a pot.
And it's crazy. They're all covered up. You would think that. You're like, I got to get as much skin exposed as possible.
Why is that?
They wear because mask and everything because of the sun. It's actually cooler that way because that material is built to kind of breathe, but it doesn't let the sun burn you. But they will cover everything.
Yeah, like landscapers you see with long sleeves.
And that titanium on their face, that paste and stuff.
You're like, how can you not be out there in short sleeves?
The big Bahama hats.
Yeah.
They can get any, and it's still brutal. All right, 407-916-1041. Something cool happened. You know, we have the Space Center over there on the coast, and they are booming. Of course, Space Force is over there as well.
Yeah.
More money coming into the programs. Every other hour, it seems that they're shooting up another rocket up there. But something really kind of cool happened for a Seminole County school. I don't know if you heard about this, Jack.
What's that?
Over at Lawton Elementary, they have a new tree on property. They planted a tree. The tree is called Luna. And one of the reasons it's called Luna is this tree comes from a seedling that actually made the trip on one of the space program one of the shots. Artemis, I believe.
Cool.
Not Artemis. Which one was it, Deb?
I think it was Artemis.
It was Artemis. It was. I lost myself in the story here. But yeah, they it grew seeds that flew above Artemis. There you go. One in November of 2022.
So that was Artemis has only been up for that one test flight.
That's it, right?
Right.
Because
the unmanned test flight.
Right, because that's the one they plan on manning.
Yeah.
It said 1,300 applications had been put in to get one of these trees, and it's a sweet gum seedling, and it grew from seeds that flew aboard Artemis 1 in 22. It's one of the first 50 schools across the U.S. to receive these. So I guess maybe one school in every state?
Wow, cool.
I don't know. I mean, I guess that's kind of what it is. The seeds flew more than 250 million miles on the Orion spacecraft. The new round of trees carried the legacy of the original moon trees that began in 71. I'd never even heard of a moon tree. Had you heard of it? Apparently, you've been doing this since the 70s. I never heard of it.
Right. I have not. Do you think that NASA will check up on this tree?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, is this part of a scientific experiment? What's the point of the seeds going into space unless it's to see what kind of effect it might have?
It says the fourth grade students helped plant Luna in what will be the Moon Tree Garden. And one of the reasons, according to NASA, the goal of the moon trees is to engage the next generation of STEM professionals.
Oh, so
that's the whole idea. Like if you have a moon tree on your property, you go out there and you gotta have some, you'd have some, talks around it or whatever.
Ain't no one from NASA checking on that tree.
No. So cool.
All it is to get the kids excited about space.
Yeah, but they've been doing this since Apollo 14
That's
in
fantastic.
1971,
Right.
and then later by Artemis 1 in 2022.
How cool is that?
That is awesome.
Had you ever heard of that program?
I have, but I forgot where some of them were located.
Yeah. It says Lawton is one of the first 50 schools across the U.S. to receive them. The seeds flew more than, like I said, 250 million miles on the Orion. The new round of trees carrying the legacy of the original moon trees that began in 1971 with the Apollo missions. I think that's pretty darn cool.
That is cool.
To have that right here in Central Florida.
Yeah.
Now, I have to ask, and I'm only asking because people...
And here we go.
I'm only asking because people are douchebags. Do you protect this thing? Do you put like a fence around it or something at first until it kind of grows to keep jackasses from doing something stupid? Do you do that?
Did you say elementary school or middle school?
It's middle school. No, fourth grade. That's elementary school.
Elementary. I think we should be good.
I don't know, dude. I think I'd put something around it.
Yeah.
If I was only one of 50 schools nationwide to receive this after 1,300 applied.
How about a webcam?
Oh, I don't know, buddy. I mean, we got a drunk meth addict burning down 3,500-year-old trees that Jesus could have climbed.
It was an accident.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then we've got another one, General Sherman.
Wait, time out. Was Jesus in Sanford?
No, he was not in Sanford.
In Longwood?
No.
But he was older than the tree.
Yeah.
Or the trees
tree was older than him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. If I was Lawton Elementary, I would put something around that thing. I would protect it in some way, shape, or form. I'd put a barrier fence. I don't know, maybe a velvet rope.
Velvet rope.
I would keep those people away from it because people are just dumb. They just want to do dumb stuff, man. I would hate to see something happen to it.
So at least till it gets established.
Then
maybe?
it gets established. I think it's a little bit more difficult to do something to it at that point.
5-10 years.
It's going to take a minute, Jack. It sure is. Yeah.
Somebody said that the Kennedy Space Center has one that was planted in 1976.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I wonder if it's designated as that. Like if it has a little plaque or something.
It has to.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Remember those numbers, guys. Daryl Payne's coming in from Paw Affection Dog Training. This guy's been training dogs for decades. He's one of the best in town, if not the best in town. And he takes questions once a month from us so we can figure out how your dog's doing.
So if we got tree seedlings and put them in the studio here, then we could distribute radio trees, radio trees.
We could.
We
Jack.
could.
That's a great idea.
Show trees.
We could do that. What kind of tree would you have?
Me?
Yeah, what kind of tree would you distribute as the Jack Bradshaw tree?
That would be a crepe myrtle.
I would do the same thing.
Really, a crepe myrtle?
Maybe a dogwood, because they're pretty and pretty much, that's part of the South. Maybe an azalea.
I would do a magnolia.
Would you now? Oh. All right, back in a sec with Animal House.
Do you do words good? Prove it. The Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Drivers in the Orlando area can still expect heavy traffic on I-4 for those traveling east and westbound on the interstate by the major attractions exits. Still looking at slowdowns as well due to a crash blocking the exit ramp to Amelia Street from the eastbound side of the interstate. If you see any other traffic problems, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale is here. Save up to $500 on select adjustable bed sets like the all-new Temper-Adapt collection with advanced pressure relief to help reduce aches and pains. Plus, get a $300 instant gift for pillows and more. Hurry into Mattress Firm today.
Real Radio has your chance to win a dream home makeover. Up for grabs are a bathroom remodel, flooring, solar, roofing, and large appliances. Register now for your chance to upgrade your laundry room with a brand new LG Signature washer and dryer from Southeast Steel Appliance Warehouse. There are 5 different contests with each category offering its own unique benefits for improving your home to create the perfect living space. Get more details and enter at realradio.fm/contests.
Tired of hearing about rising costs and rising rates? International Diamond Center has the relief you need with a guaranteed best prices. And starting this Saturday, 0% interest financing. Yes, 0%. IDC rolls back interest rates so you can make any purchase and enjoy low monthly payments for 4 years without a dime in interest. And IDC showcases are packed. Engagement rings, wedding bands, eternity bands, earrings, pendants, and our largest selection ever of certified hand-picked diamonds and exclusive designer fashion jewelry. Pick any item, celebrate your love, get the value price you deserve, then spread your payments over 4 years. That $6,000 pair of diamond earrings is just $125 a month. That $12,000 engagement ring is just $250 a month. Everything's affordable with this amazing offer. 4 years, 0.0% financing. There's just one catch. This is a limited time offer just for the month of June. Don't wait. Let IDC help you get the jewelry you've been dreaming of at a price and payment you didn't think was possible. International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Details at shopidc.com. On approved credit.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490.
I love playing pranks on my sister, and this deal going on at McDonald's is my chance to take the lead. Enjoy any 2 items for $3.79. From the iconic McDouble, the McChicken, a 4-piece chicken McNuggets, small fries, to even a small soft drink. I'm gonna pair my McDouble with her small fries, but secretly pull her fries out of the bag. She won't even notice. Hey, where'd the fries go? Sounds like my prank just got fried. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
What's better than air conditioning? A portable air conditioner you can take anywhere. Enter McDonald's frozen drinks. I call them air cup-ditioners. Air cup-ditioners come in all my fave flavors, like frozen Coke, frozen Fanta Blue Raspberry, and frozen Sprite Limonade. And they're incredibly cost-effective. Any size is just $1.49 after breakfast hours. My air cup-ditioner is on full blast. There are drinks. And there are drinks from McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite, and Limonade are registered trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
Hi, this is Earl Ron. New South makes windows that are both energy efficient and hurricane resistant. New South is the factory and eliminates the middleman. New South windows are made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers because we know Florida weather.
Going on now, save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman. Instead of talking about how great my law firm is, let's talk about autism awareness. In Central Florida alone, there are thousands of children on the autism spectrum, including my son, Jacob. I'm not asking for a donation, but just a couple seconds of kindness when you see one of our children out in public. It will make a huge difference. If you want or need any information concerning the autism community, contact me at jeff@whenyouneedus.com. Offices, Orlando.
Don't let spring allergies make you miserable. Try the quick, drug-free solution trusted by over 4 million people. Navage. Only Navage uses suction to flush out your sinuses using refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at your local Sam's Club in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better immediately at Sam's guaranteed best price. Navage. Navage. Breathe easy.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. At work, just pretend you're on a Zoom call with us. Your mic is off. Your mic is off. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
In 2019, I took a cruise and we had 2 people pass away during our cruise. I was in my little arts and crafts thing and they made an announcement, Bright Star, and I noticed the demeanor of the whole crew changed when they made that announcement. So I Googled it and it means, they went off to the big bright star in the sky. Happened again on our last day at like 9 p.m. We were supposed to do a day at sea, but we beelined it back to Cape Canaveral. But it was business as usual. What are they going to do?
Hey guys, Captain Stubing here. Just as an FYI, every year 200 to 600 people lose their lives on cruise ships. That is 3 to 4 people a week. I guess the moral of the story is it happens more often than you think. Cruises must go on. People pay their money.
Back to you, Jim.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. I am Jim. That is Jack. Let's do Animal House.
She likes them fuzzy, furry, feathery, tough, and scaly. It's time for Animal House with Deborah Roberts.
And Animal House is generously brought to us each and every week by Glenn Klausman over at Klausman Law. We'll tell you how you can get in touch with Glenn at the end of Animal House today. But first, please join me in welcoming back a regular, one of the more popular guests we always have, and that is Daryl Payne from Pawfection Dog Training.
Yeah!
Hey, Big Daddy, how's it going?
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
So would you turn around the cruise ship? Would you think they should turn it around, or you think because I know you actually went on this very ship.
I was on that very ship. Yeah, God, no. I mean,
yeah, you got to keep
have you seen how many old people on these ships? You'd be going round and round in a circle. It would be like a vortex. Jeez, no, just pack them away and drop them off at the end.
They'll be fine. Just bail
Drop them off at the end.
Just bail them up like Goodwill clothes.
Yeah,
All right,
put them on nice.
Put them in, drop them in Haiti, and off for you.
Actually, when he said about that Bright Star, I totally heard that wrong. I heard Morning Star, and that's the devil, isn't it?
Oh, is it really?
It's the name for the devil, the Morning Star. And I'm thinking, wow, that's deep.
I've never heard that. I've never heard that the devil's name was like the Morning Star.
Morning Star. If you watch the like Luther Morning Star, it's one of the things for the devil. I'm thinking, wow.
I'll be damned. I did not. I've never heard that. Have
Really?
you guys ever heard that?
I haven't, but I'm about to Google it.
Oh,
Yeah, imagine that. He's gone to Morning Star. Whoa.
Don't get the witch started over here. My God Almighty, we'll be doing that all day.
Yeah, go ahead. Get me started, Jimmy.
How you been, man?
Go
How's
ahead,
things?
get me
Yeah,
started.
doing great. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're still in Oviedo for the group training, and that's going well. We're getting shade up. We got water in there. We had water jumps last Saturday. And,
Nice.
all the puppies got soaked, and it was great. And then we're going back into Winter Springs in October as well, because they've finished the pickleball courts finally.
Oh.
And over there, we're going to be doing AKC stuff. We're going to be doing lure coursing when they chase the raggedy bag around and go crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of dogs love to do that.
Uh-huh.
So so big plans for when the weather cools down over there to go nuts. But yeah, that'll be October. So yeah, it's all going well.
Very nice. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that's coming back in October. I actually thought it was going to be a little sooner than that for some reason. But you're right. That's a perfect time to kind of reopen it.
Well, they're closing it down in September for resodding and maintenance and all that kind of thing. So September's out. And so we said, listen, we'll go back in October and renew the contract with them then.
Yeah, for sure. Daryl Payne is with Paw Affection Dog Training. He is Paw Affection Dog Training along with his wife, Penny. Been training dogs for 4 decades?
Yeah, about that.
About 4 decades now.
Wow.
The premier trainer here in Central Florida has 2 of these schools that you can visit, one in Oviedo and one in...
We'll be in Winter Springs, but we do in-home training, remember, as well. So
That's right, yeah.
We go to people's homes and fix the problems where they exist. We got therapy dogs. I'm just doing an audit of our therapy dogs and where they're going. Up to 100 places our therapy dogs visit free of charge in the community. So we've got that new thing starting, hopefully, when I can find a lawyer that doesn't want to charge me $4 billion to do it.
Yeah.
To provide service dogs for disabled veterans and first responders.
So hold on now. What's the lawyer fees about? What it says? Is this like an insurance thing? So
No, you have to start a non-profit.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah,
oh my God! I heard that's a nightmare.
Yeah, I'm thinking like it might be about $1,000.
Yeah.
So I think it started about 25 grand. It's like, okay.
Yeah. I remember we have a friend down the hallway, Mel Taylor, beautiful young lady who's been on the station here, or on these stations here for many, many years, 10, 15, 20 years, whatever it is. And she has the Bad Girls Club. And she told me what a nightmare it was to set that up.
Yeah, it really is. And we're dealing with we're talking to the VA because they're the ones that are going to be the biggest beneficiaries of this, and see if they have some lawyers that can help us out a little bit. If not, I'm going to dig up all the secrets from Stephen Kramer and make him do it.
Very good. You know what? I just took my dog to a new vet this week. That was an interesting thing. So I have to ask you, when you talk about doggy like Xanax, and I know there's a word for it, and I know you're not a vet. I'm not asking you a vet question per se. Do you find that are dogs? I know they're tempered, but do dogs learn more from their owners about their temperament than is let on, or are dogs pretty much who they are from the onset?
Well, both really.
Like if you have a high-strung, like I'm a relatively high-strung cat, like, would my dog temperamentally be high-strung because it's around me all the time and I'm high-strung?
Yeah, I mean, when you've got a litter of dogs, you're going to have some dogs that would be natural leaders, some that will be natural hunters, some that will be natural protectors, that kind of thing. So that's a sort of a base material. After that, the breed type comes into it. So certain breeds specific behaviours. So Labradors and Beagles think the whole world is edible. German Shepherds think everyone's a murderer. They've all got their own idea about life. And then what you're talking about is the learnt behaviour, and the learnt behaviour is everything that we expose them to or don't. So experiences they have or don't have.
Right.
Training they don't have or don't have. Good training, bad training. That all forms part of their personality. But they do also have a thing called the veromonasal organ, which is part of their olfactory system. That's linked to the part of the brain that deals with emotions, hormones, things like that. So they're very, very intuitive, and they do pick up on us.
Like they can smell fear, they can smell anxiety,
sadness.
They can sadness.
Yeah, sadness, illness. That's how dogs, if you're not well, they'll sort of cuddle up to you closer because they sense that kind of thing. They're very, very intuitive, which is why they make good therapy animals. but they do pick up on our emotions and us as well. But they can tell if someone's nice or not. The old thing, well, it's strange, the dog doesn't like John. Everyone loves John, but the dog doesn't like John. Then it turns out John's a butthole.
I had that experience.
I like how he dropped that down. He didn't want to be offensive, Don. Hey, John is a butthole.
It was the craziest experience, actually, because it was a golden retriever, some of the sweetest dogs. This neighbor that I'd known for a couple of years took 2 steps toward me, and that golden retriever lost his mind.
And they're not known for being like aggro, right?
No, and
that's the kind of dog a president has.
You watch the hackles rise up from the base of his tail all the way up his back. He wanted to rip the skin off this man, and from that moment on, I never trusted him again.
My police dog was a much better cop than I ever was. He would look at a person, and if I'm standing there, I'd see what he was looking at, and wow, yeah, you're right. He doesn't look right at all. He's
sideways.
They're very interesting. He would decide who he liked and who he didn't like.
All right, 407-916-1041. That is our phone number. If you have a question for Daryl about your dog's behavior, have they kind of started doing something, scratching, biting? Do they jump on people? Do they eat their own poop? Do they always try to escape the yard? Do they not like being walked on a leash? Do they not like going on rides? Do they love going on rides? Do they listen? Do they not listen? Do they get along with other dogs or cats? All of those things Daryl can cover as things that he's trained dogs for many, many years. And if you have a problem animal that has a scary behavior that you do not care for, you're welcome to give us a call. Daryl will help you out over the phone as much as possible. And then, of course, you could go see him personally. Again, that's 407-916-1041.
And yes, it turns out Lucifer, the morning star, is represented as a winged child pouring light from a jar.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
I hadn't either.
And actually, what you just said just about sums my every week up. That ends on a Saturday afternoon, and that finishes.
Let me ask you a question. Why do dogs play with certain things? So when we first got my little dog, we have a Shorkie. She's mostly Shih Tzu, though, but she does have a little bit of Yorkie in her. Really not really discernible, actually. And we used to play with a number of toys. She liked to have certain toys. But here recently, she likes socks.
Yeah.
Socks is all. Now, you remember, I've been wearing socks. I wore socks for many years when we had her. She's 3 years old. But here the last year, she only wants to play with socks. She'll go get a sock, and you would think it would be dirty socks. You could understand that. That isn't the case all the time. She just wants socks. And she'll play with one for a little bit, gets bored with that one, and go gets another one. At one point in our little Airbnb, we had 13 socks in the living room on the couch because she got tired of playing with one and got another.
Which bears the question, where's the 14?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What causes that? What causes the dog to choose it?
They go through phases. A lot of people I go to, they have a big basket of toys, and the dog will pick out the one they want for that day or for that hour or whatever. Sometimes it can be as simple as she's picked a sock up at some point, and it's your sock, and inadvertently you've taken it off her. She's got attention for that. So now she's like, oh, well, if I pick a sock up, I'll get attention.
Oh, I see. So even if you take something from the animal and you're like, don't play with that, don't do that, they will still view that as you playing with it.
You still get interest. Well, yeah. So it's like, whoa, if I pick that cell phone up, everyone wants to play with me. Humans love that game. But if I pick my ball up, no one cares. So they're going to go for the thing that gets them attention or gets them a response they want when they want to play with you. So it can be something simple as that. But what I do find, just briefly, is that rescue dogs, they tend to, when they go to a place, they go with like their one toy that they've got from their previous life or whatever, and that seems to be, or a puppy, it seems to be the toy or the thing that survives everything. Everything else gets chewed up, ripped apart, lost, but there's this one thing that is their special toy.
That's really amazing. So you're telling me that's specific with rescue dogs?
Well, mainly I see it with rescue dogs most, but with puppies as well. People say, I've had this pup for 2 years. He had this little raggy doll that should have been destroyed in 3 seconds, and he's had that for 3 years. Everything else has been destroyed, but this thing survives.
Wow.
And it's their special thing.
All right, very good. All right,
it's their wubby.
407-916-1041. We have full lines. We're going to take one call here. We'll take a little break and then come back and finish these up. Let's go with Johnny. How you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show. You're on with Daryl Payne from Pawfection Dog Training.
How you doing this afternoon? Thanks for taking my call.
You got it, buddy.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey, Daryl, why are boxers such jerks?
Oh, no, we're going to have to cut him off. Jack. I'm really sorry.
I'm going to let you go there. He'll answer your question, though.
The Boxer is actually my favourite dog. I've got to be honest, my favourite breed. I've had a lot of different breeds. My Boxer was my absolute favourite.
Why? They're so manic and dangerous. They're just complete clowns.
Yeah, they are clowns, and that's the thing. They come manic and crazy. There's two speeds. There's manic and stop. But they are clowns. And the nice thing about them is, although they are crazy, you can focus them, give them games to play, and they are fun. They're fun dogs. They're great family pets. Yes, they are crazy because they're boxers.
It's so funny watching you say all this. You're smiling the entire time you're talking.
They are smile makers.
All right,
they
good.
really are. They're the best. So yeah.
All right, well, let's do this. Let's take a little break.
Another one.
Let's take a little break. We'll come back. You guys hang loose. We'll take your calls as soon as we get back. You're on with Daryl Payne from Paw Affection Dog Training on the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio.
Real Radio. It is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
I lost the power in the bedroom years ago. And I don't
We
think
got to take it back, Russ.
I don't think I'm ever going to get it back.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
Heavy stop-and-go delays reported eastbound on I-4 this afternoon due to activity blocking the left lane near the John Young Parkway exit. Traffic also still slow for those traveling between the Beach Line and the Greenway today. Traffic backed up in Seminole County as well, between the Greenway exit and the St. Johns River Bridge. If you see any other traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by MD Now Urgent Care. For over 15 years, Floridians have trusted the physician-led team at MD Now Urgent Care for high-quality health care. From injuries and illnesses to school and sports physicals, MD Now Urgent Care is here to get you back to better. Find a location near you at mdnow.com and use their convenient web check-in today.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Time to be a hero. Tell your friends and family about these guys over at Life Imaging FLA. And if you do have a family member you think could benefit from Life Imaging FLA and their free heart scan, you got to get them over there. Guys, summer is here. You want to make sure you're around for many more summers, making all those great memories with your friends and family. And look, this is the time to do it. If not for yourself, do it for your friends and family who want you around for all those summers. Don't wait. Do what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA right now. Get that free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. And remember, no dyes. Don't take your clothes off. This only takes a few minutes. In 15 minutes, you can find out what's happening in your body and really, really focus on the things that are going to keep you alive for years. Be sure to ask about their cancer screening while you're there as well. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you got to do. Pound 250, say that keyword free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. You can make that appointment and finally take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Introducing Tanzite Stone Tile Flooring, a game changer in the tile industry. Say goodbye to the trade-off between durability and easy installation with Tanzite's revolutionary indoor-outdoor stone tile. Visit Tanzite.com to see how our tile is installed without concrete or mortar. Instead, our innovative rubber gasket system connects the tiles together. Each tile coming pre-assembled, you simply grab one and place it. No expertise needed. At Tanzite.com, you can see how our foam-back tiles contour to cover any existing floor while insulating against sound and cold. Beautiful and versatile. Tanzite tile adapts to indoor or outdoor use. From kitchens to patios, on concrete basements or wooden decks. All with the durability of stone that's guaranteed for life. Witness this innovative product yourself and order a sample today at Tanzite.com. That's TANZITE.com.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma.
I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Don't let spring allergies make you miserable. Try the quick, drug-free solution trusted by over 4 million people, Navage. Only Navage uses suction to flush out your sinuses using refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at your local Sam's Club in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better immediately at Sam's guaranteed best price. Navage, Navage. Breathe easy.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S., over 15 million this year alone, and many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss even when you monitor your credit. If your identity's stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% their first year with my name, Clay, as the promo code at LifeLock.com.
The free iHeart app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like Real Fun Beach Radio. Real Fun Beach Radio is commercial-free all summer and gives you that toes in the sand beach music vibe 24/7. I'm picking up good vibrations. Just open the free iHeart app, search Real Fun Beach Radio, and start listening. Free never sounded so good.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You can watch radio being made on a daily basis at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Dog sensing whether people are good or not is no joke. Our dog did not like the pastor that married us, my wife and I, and it turns out that he was a double murderer.
Oh,
no joke.
No.
He had 2 episodes about him on Dateline. I believe it was Dateline. So, yeah, dogs know. She did not like him at all.
How crazy is that?
Daryl, you said wet puppies. Yummy. You got my morning star all excited. Thank you.
Got his morning star.
Good job. All right, guys. I love it when they get it. 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb's here.
Hello.
Jack is here as well. Yep. And, of course, once a month for Animal House, our buddy Daryl Payne from Paw Affection Dog Training stops by to give some people some advice on their terrible animals. Good seeing you, boss.
And the wet puppies, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. And the wet puppies.
Who
All right,
knew?
let's get right to it. Let's get to some of these calls you've been holding through the break, which we appreciate greatly. Lisa, how you doing? You're on with Daryl Payne from Paw Affection Dog Training.
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
Good.
Hey, Lisa.
Hi, my question is, I have a 4-year-old rat terrier who's never been one for toys, and about the past 2 weeks, she has become obsessed with a toy. Like when she goes to bed, she has to have this toy, and she's whimpering and whining. So this is a totally new behavior.
Whimpering and whining when she doesn't get the toy, you mean?
Yes, like if she doesn't have the toy, she whimpers and whines, and this is just normally she's not a toy dog. You know, she doesn't play with them, but for some reason she is fixated on one. And just like I said, she whines when she goes to bed or when she's, laying down, she wants this one toy beside her.
It sounds like a comfort thing. And to say they change their preference with toys, that the ones that do like toys, they change their preferences there. It could be something that is happening at home, has happened, a change at home, something that where she feels perhaps a little less secure, or it just could be something that she's obsessing over for whatever reason. So, it's obviously the toy of the moment. What I would do is I would use that and get her to search for it. So, I mean, she's a working dog. They're high drive, high energy. If you were to hide that and let her find it, you're going to get rid of some of that energy of yours, and it'll do you a favour and calm her down. But I don't think it's anything to worry about. I think she's just that's the toy of the moment.
Yeah. And Lisa, I got to tell you, thanks for your call. I appreciate that very much. My puppy has got a toy, like a dog bed she never uses. What we use it for is to fill it up with the toys that she will or will not play with at any given moment, and there must be 15 in there.
Yeah,
and she ignores them now and just has socks.
Yeah, and they do take things as to comfort them.
I was going to say with the move, it could be that once she started seeing the boxes coming out and the moving, because she's only known that house.
Yep.
This is a new house for her. Socks, even if they're clean, to us they're clean, but to the dogs, they can smell everything about your feet on them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And that's comfort to Sadie, is to smell you and Tori's feet. So
my son's just moved from Tampa to Alabama and to go back to school, and his dog he doesn't know where he is. So he's getting very needy because he just doesn't know where he is in the world.
Yeah,
right
we're
now.
getting a little bit of that for sure as well. Let's go to EJ.
thing.
EJ, how you doing, buddy? You're on with Daryl Payne from Paw Affection Dog Training. What's your question?
I'm doing great, guys. Love listening to you. Love you, Daryl.
Hey, EJ.
We have 5 rescue cats and 2 rescue dogs, and we just rescued a puppy. And she is the most precious, most wonderful, most sweetest 30-pound Tasmanian wrecking ball from hell that you've ever met. So she's doing good with the potty training. She's doing good with everything. She's doing a lot of good play and wrestling with the other dogs, but she's fixated on one of our cats. And she's not hurting her, but she's overplaying with her
Yeah.
to the point where she's taking tufts of hair off. So
yeah,
we've tried the leave it, we've tried the off, we've tried the distraction with high value treats, and we're just not sure how to get through to her better.
This is a great question, buddy. I mean,
it's actually time to train us. Try us, not train us. We'll train you. Give us a call. We can fix that for you. We'll make her think that the cat has powers that she never knew the cat had.
That's great.
But without hurting her in any way. It's just she needs to learn that the cat is not a toy. We get this a lot where people might have a couple of cats. One cat will stand up to the dog, one will run, and the one that runs is now the toy. So she just needs to learn that we don't touch that cat and we don't tear lumps out of it. But we can do that without any pain or suffering.
Yeah, there you go.
It's something we need to come over and sort that out
and
for you.
EJ, if you don't mind, just listen to the end of the show. We'll give you all the contact information so you can make your own appointment with these guys and have them over. Everybody I've talked to that it's hired Daryl that's come in, it's one lesson, it's one meeting, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, we come over the once. If it needs more than that, you're not going to pay any more for it.
Right.
It's one payment to fix all your problems. And with puppies, you get 2 visits because we realise that when they get to 6 to 10 months, they become teenagers and you need more help at that point. So, but everything comes with a lifetime of support.
For sure. Let's go to Martin here. Martin, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show.
Hi, guys. Hey, so I have a four-year-old pit bull who thinks she's 6 months old.
Okay.
She's super high-strung, but she's also very, very trained. I've worked with her since she was a pup. As a matter of fact, I've used a lot of the things I've heard off this segment for training her. So thank you, Daryl. But her problem is I can heel her, walk her next to me, even in a store or around lots and lots of people. She'll sit down nice and pretty and just sit there nice. But as soon as somebody makes eye contact with her, she loses her mind. Not to attack or anything, but to love on them. She wants the attention. How do I break that without breaking her spirit?
And let me tell you, that's got to be pretty intimidating because pit bulls do not have the best reputation. And when you make eye contact, then they start moving towards you. You probably think they're going to take your throat out.
Right, I've got to keep her on a nice leash all the time because for her protection, not anybody else's.
Right.
Oh, your pit bull's attacking me. Just wants love.
That's how my boys is, by the way.
Yeah, she's over. As soon as they look, she's like, "Oh, you need to be my friend."
They make eye contact.
Yeah. No. What I would do is I would have like a martingale collar on her. The martingale is a flat collar with a chain link on it. It's not going to hurt her or anything, but it provides movement. So it sits loose.
I have a prong collar, and she responds to that.
Right, so you can use that. Make sure that's not too tight though, And also make sure it's a German one. It's not some Chinese garbage that can be sharp. So we want one that's not going to hurt her. The thing to do with her is to practice. Actually, have someone use someone as a stooge. They can come up, walk up to them as soon as they look. As soon as she looks like she's going to go forward, give her a little flick back. Nothing too much, just a little flick back, and have them take their attention away from her. And then when she sits and she's quiet, then they can come over. If they go to pet her and she starts to go crazy again, little check back, they step back again. So she only gets the attention when she's calm. So don't allow her to jump up. So the attention comes when she's calm, but when she's going crazy, there's no attention there.
There you go, big dog.
And she'll learn, okay, when I'm calm, I get petted. She's just, and she's never going to not be a puppy. They just come that way.
All right, buddy. Thanks, man. We appreciate that very much. I hope that works out for you. By the way, anybody who gets one of these pieces of information, I would love to have you call back in and say if it worked or didn't. That'd be great because I'm telling you, most everybody that interacts with Daryl has a great experience, and their dogs do wind up, paying close attention. You got a question from the texting service?
Yeah, I did actually, Daryl. Somebody texted us at 77031 saying, question for Daryl, our dog has started to steal food off the counter or table when we're not near the food or in another room. How can we work on this? Sending him to his spot or yelling at him doesn't work.
No, and it won't work. It needs something whereby you can correct them from a distance, and it really depends on your dog. So it needs to be a correction from a distance, but something that isn't going to be painful or physical in any way, but there needs to be a consequence. And there's several things that we can do with that. And it really depends on what will work with your dog. It's very difficult to say, hey, do this, because if sometimes when I give advice, if I give some advice and say, do this, people can get bitten. So some dogs we have to see. Right. With this dog, there's certainly ways that we can fix this, and very quickly, without any suffering. But the dog needs to think that you're A, able to see it all the time, and B, there's a consequence to jumping up.
Right, yeah.
But it is easily fixed. If you give us a call, we can come over and fix that easily for you.
Yeah, do not feed the dog a ghost pepper. Don't do that. Don't like, I'll teach him. I'll teach him. Don't do that. All right, let's go back to the phones here. Hey, Kara, how you doing? Welcome to the show. You're on with Daryl Payne from Paw Affection Dog Training.
Hi, thank you.
You got it.
I have a new puppy. I just got her at the beginning of this month, actually. She's 7 months old, a Beagle mix, and she's kind of got a very sweet but anxious disposition. I've been working on socializing her, like taking her out to restaurants, like greeting people. And most of the time, she's very sweet. She immediately goes submissive, shows her belly, very sweet, greeting, and fine with being petted, even by strangers. But occasionally they'll just be, and I don't even think it's like a bad person or something that sets them off. Like, she's all of a sudden started barking and growling at when she was meeting my mother-in-law, and she met my neighbor, and I'm like, I don't know what triggers it, but all of a sudden she gets freaked out.
I like how she had to do the disclaimer. I'm not saying it's a bad person or anything.
Right,
and then she drops the mother-in-law bomb on us. I love that. Good move, girl. Good move. Way to keep your marriage together. Go ahead, Daryl.
I think
help Kara out so she can stay married.
I think the problem you got is time related, actually, where she's actually becoming more comfortable with you. Initially, they are very submissive, and that's the rolling on the back, showing the belly, that kind of thing. And sometimes they're not as comfortable as you think when people are petting them. They'll submit, show their belly, but they're not overly happy about it. What they're trying to do is protect themselves. But what's happening, I think, is that where she's found her position within your pack, she's found her forever home now. And what she's doing now, she's trying to show you that she's a keeper, that she's got a job to do as well. And listen, don't get rid of me. I'll be the protector of the house. So she's become head of security for your house now, or she's becoming that way.
Is this also, Daryl? Is this also one of those situations like I had before, where there is a battle for dominance in the house? Like, is this basically where she has to show, hey, look, I appreciate what you're doing, but I'm the boss here, to kind of scenario?
In some ways, but some ways they just want to show you that with a dog like this who sounds a little more submissive, she's trying to show you that she listen, keep me. I can protect you. And this is my house, and we need to protect it. So she's trying to show you she's got a job, and I mean, bless her heart for that. But we need to just show her that we don't need to scare everybody away, even mother-in-laws. That some people are allowed in the house, And again, we just need to take the edge off of that so she doesn't become overprotective, because that will just get worse and worse. Because every time she growls or she barks and she gets away with it, or someone backs off, it empowers her, or it shows her that, it ratifies what she's doing, that, okay, this is the right thing to do. And the dog that lacks some confidence, they'll go to that kind of strategy instead. So we want to just build her confidence up and stop this overreaction.
Yeah, thanks, Carol. We appreciate your call. Hope that works out for you. Again, if any of these things, anytime, if you don't get on the air with us to have your question answered, at the end of the show, we'll tell you exactly, or at the end of the program or the the end of the segment, we'll have Daryl tell you where you can get in touch with him and book an appointment. Let's get
and all these problems are so easily fixed.
Are they really?
You don't need to send dogs away for training. They need to be trained where the problem exists, which is where all these problems that have come up today are problems in the home and linked to, the relationship they have with their owners. So sending them away isn't going to do anything.
Very good.
So, we come out, we fix it, and then you'll have a happy dog and a happy life.
There you go. Hey, Freddie, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the program. You got a question for Daryl?
Hey, guys. Yeah, sorry I'm on speakerphone. I hope you can hear me okay.
You're fine, buddy. Go ahead.
Thanks for your time. So, Daryl, I adopted a new dog to replace one that was sadly left this earth a little early. But his name's Beethoven, if that tells you anything about his appearance. He's a St. Bernard and Aussie mix that was a stray, and clearly was in a home where he was housebroken, loves his ball, lives and dies by the ball, listens to commands. But however, he has this feral instinct to rummage and to go after possums and to exit the home any chance he gets and just take off.
He's a runner.
Not that he doesn't come home, but he's a runner. Yeah, he just loves to run and go hunting, and I don't know how to break that.
You probably won't ever break the prey drive, because you've had him, or he's been on the planet for a while. He's going by what he's learnt along the way. So what we need to do is perhaps redirect it. And the magic word magic phrase you used earlier, that he's crazy for his ball. What I would do is I would utilize that, make the ball the most important thing in his life, hide it from him, let him search for it. The same way as we train police dogs to find guns and drugs and bombs and everything else. They're not looking for guns, drugs and bombs. They're looking for their ball, their reward. He already loves that, so you're halfway there. Set him up so
the last dog, the training tool was the ball and her little bone, and she would be obedient to get that thing. It was like a prize.
Yeah, so do that. Use the ball as the center of his universe, to take the attention away from the prey. Now, we can stop the prey drive as well. If you give us a call, we'll fix that for you. But I think if you redirect him onto the game that he plays with you, is the search game for the ball. You can slowly then move it outside. So now he's got distractions out there that he's now ignoring, because he wants his ball more than he wants to chase the wildlife. And if we couple that with the correction for chasing the wildlife, then he's going to be more interested in the ball, and it'll get rid of this chase drive. He'll always have it, but we need to tame it down.
Yeah, and it's dangerous. I'm guessing a pretty big dog, bro?
Yeah, he's about 65 pounds. He's put on weight. He was in bad health when I got him, but I've brought him back to good health. So now he's approaching 68 pounds or more now. So he's a decent-sized dog.
Yeah, when they run. Thanks for your call, by the way, boss. But,
he's getting up there.
Yeah, when they run, you don't know where they're going, and you don't know who they're encountering. I think that's like one of the most dangerous habits that any dog can have, is trying to escape from, where you're keeping them, just because of the danger to other people.
And that's one of the problems with invisible fences. They're great as long as there isn't that prey drive, because sometimes if they've got that prey drive, it increases the adrenaline, which is a painkiller, and they punch through the fence going after something, and then they can't get back in because the adrenaline subsided, and now they haven't got that painkiller to get back in again.
Right, yeah.
And it was one of the scariest sounds. It was 4th of July. It was years ago. I had just come back home from a road trip, and sounded what sounded like the hooves of a horse. And it was a Mastiff who was terrified of the fireworks and had broken out of the pen on the patio and was just running through the neighborhood to try and get away from the sounds. And I still think about that dog. He's a beautiful Mastiff. He was just huge and terrified.
And that's an unusual mix as well. I mean, I'm guessing that if the Aussie was the father, then he probably had a stepladder.
Yeah, something happened. Somebody submitted in that situation for sure.
Daryl, do you go to Ocala?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah, we go all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah, we go out to Titusville. I've been down to Tampa.
Yeah, we have a guy asking for a recommendation in Ocala, but really the answer is just calling you. You'll get up there for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to the Villages on Friday, actually. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, awesome.
Taking my golf cart and my pineapples.
You better have one other thing in there, buddy.
One more question from the text service. Female writes in. She says she and her husband have no problem walking the dog, but the dog will never go when it's just her. Any advice?
Yeah, call us. I think we need to see the dynamic of the family there. It may be that the dog feels safe when the husband's there, which is not unusual because they'll take more safety from a male figure sometimes. And so when the male figure's not there, the dog hasn't got the confidence to go.
Right.
It may be something else we'd need to see it, to be honest with you. But, we can fix that.
And also to the person who texted us about dog sitting for their neighbor's dog and the dog having really bad fleas and scratching all the time. I know the owners don't get back till this weekend, but you need to think about your house, especially if you have kids or your own pets.
Oh, yeah.
That dog needs a flea bath for the dog's comfort as well. But those fleas are going to stay behind after the dog goes home.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't just bathe the dog. You've got to treat the entire house because the eggs are on the floor.
Yeah.
So it'd be reinfested. So it's a horrible thing to deal with.
We just actually found a couple of fleas. Now we've got it all taken care of, but we found a couple of fleas on my son's dog, and my wife lost her mind. Went to PetSmart, bought everything in 5 aisles. But I have to tell you, there's one flea spray that they use for the house, like when you spray on your stuff to kill any nits or any of the eggs, and it smells like cloves. I felt like I walked into a record store in 1986. It was great. I was like, this is awesome. And I get a Grateful Dead show. How awesome. Well, Daryl, tell everybody how to get a hold of you, buddy, if they want to make an appointment or come to one of your schools.
Right, so you can go onto the website. It's pawfectiondogtraining.com. You can join our members Facebook page, which is Pawfection Dog Training USA members page. Just put 1041 in the questions. There's a main page, which I don't use as much, Pawfection Dog Training on the Facebook. Or give us a call, 407-456-1066.
There you go, buddy. We appreciate it as we do every single week. Good and loud for Mr. Daryl Payton.
Yay! Woo-hoo!
Hang in there, big dog. We appreciate it, as always. There you go. Again, that's Pawfection Dog Training. Find them everywhere you can, Deb.
And as always, Animal House is brought to you by personal injury attorney Glenn Klausman over at Klausman Law. So if you or someone you work with or love have been in a car, truck, motorcycle, heck, even a slip and fall accident, here's just a couple of reasons why they need to call Glenn over Glenn Klausman at Klausman Law. One, he's not going to pass you off to a caseworker. Glenn is going to personally handle your case, so much so he's going to give you his cell phone number and then pick it up when you call. Just a couple of reasons why year after year he's voted super lawyer and legal elite. He's also an animal lover and a true friend of the show. So again, any kind of an accident, give him a call, 407-917-1718, or check him out online at klausmanlaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN law.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. If you drive a Nissan, if you drive a Nissan, maybe a little older Nissan, continue to listen to the show. There are some vehicles the company itself says you should not be driving right now. I'll tell you what those are next.
You text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes. We might even give you credit. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey there, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast on this Wednesday. And the rest of the day does feature some hot temperatures. However, the humidity won't be a huge problem for us, but it's still going to be hot under a mostly sunny sky, and we'll stay on the dry side into our Wednesday afternoon. Temperatures will stay warm all the way through the end of this week. Spotty rain chances are possible into the weekend as well, with temperatures returning to the upper 80s. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Man, if you live in Central Florida, the heat is going to be a story until October. Got to get ahead of it. You can do that with my friends over at Mills Air. So many people in Central Florida lean on this company to make sure their AC never quits on them. Jack went home a couple weeks ago, 85 degrees in his house. One call to Mills Air that evening, cooling again. Deb's mom quit her system completely quit. One called to Mills Air, and she had a company she'd been dealing with for years. They said no. Mills Air said yes. That's what they do all the time. In business since 1992, 30 plus years of experience keeping people in Central Florida nice and cool. And their techs, by the way, are awesome people. I had my man Leon out the other day, absolutely killed it for me. The preventive maintenance plan is something you have to get. Plus, they're Carrier factory authorized dealers. That can get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. And of course, you can always turn to the experts at Carrier, always turn to the experts at Mills Air. They're family owned and operated and ready to help you right now. 407-277-1159, online, millsair.com.
The Rolling Stones, live. Stones Tour 24, Hackney Diamonds. Sponsored by AARP, June 3rd, Camping World Stadium. The Rolling Stones, the greatest rock and roll band in the world. Tickets on sale now at rollingstones.com. Your chance to see the Stones.
Each morning across Florida, hundreds of Duke Energy line workers start each day with one thing on our minds: making the grid stronger and more reliable for you. To us, it's about more than keeping the lights on. It's about being more efficient to help lower costs for our customers. It's more than a job, it's a commitment to building a smarter, more reliable energy future for Florida. Find out more at duke-energy.com/FL feature. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
Tired of hearing about rising costs and rising rates? International Diamond Center has the relief you need with a guaranteed best prices. And starting this Saturday, 0% interest financing. Yes, 0%. IDC rolls back interest rates so you can make any purchase and enjoy low monthly payments for 4 years without a dime in interest. And IDC showcases are packed. Engagement rings, wedding bands, eternity bands, earrings, pendants, and our largest selection ever of certified hand-picked diamonds and exclusive designer fashion jewelry. Pick any item, celebrate your love, get the value price you deserve, then spread your payments over 4 years. That $6,000 pair of diamond earrings is just $125 a month. A $12,000 engagement ring is just $250 a month. Everything's affordable with this amazing offer. 4 years, 0.0% financing. There's just one catch. This is a limited time offer just for the month of June. Don't wait. Let IDC help you get the jewelry you've been dreaming of at a price and payment you didn't think was possible. International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Details at shopidc.com. On approved credit.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700. This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
You probably don't know this or care, but we have web goals. So go to JimColbertLive.com and look at stuff.
Hey, y'all. I was catching up on a podcast over the weekend, and you were talking about loneliness. One way that over in Europe that they're battling loneliness with senior citizens is offering free room and board to college students. So they have these centers that are, half senior residents, half college residents. Now the college kids have to have a clean record, a certain GPA, and spend so many hours a week hanging out with the senior citizens. But they've noticed a downtick in loneliness in old people, and it helps with costs.
Wow.
That's a great idea.
That's a really cool program.
It is.
Damn. That is really cool.
Gets your young people exposed to your older people exposed to the younger people. They get to learn things they never thought they would learn from each other.
Mm-hmm. Grandpa gets gummies.
So why not, man?
Oh, yeah.
Just sit around and roll together. Why not?
Let me tell you what, I'd be rifling through that dude's every day. I'm like, oh, I know he left him in here somewhere. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. There's Deb.
I don't think they'd let you in.
Jack is here as well. As a college student, wouldn't you dream to get me as a roommate? I think that would be a blast. Every time the guy walked through the door, I'm like, where are the hose? Where's the hose, player? I would be the worst roommate of all time. I would be the worst roommate ever. All right. So Nissan, if you drive a Nissan out there, I got bad news for you kids. There's about 84,000 of them out there. Now, these are older vehicles, but of course, just with our story the other day, we know that people are holding onto their vehicles longer than ever.
Mm-hmm.
So with that said, Nissan is urging the owners of about 84,000 older vehicles to stop driving them immediately. Like, do not drive them. Now, I don't know what it says they plan on doing for these people, but it's these airbags, the Takata airbags. We've heard about these stories for years now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's so frustrating, because they just take a bad airbag and replace it with an inflator that has the same damn issue.
Right, which is it. By the way, what happens is this. When those things go off, it is like it's no joke. You can actually get killed from the bag if it goes off. And these, I guess, are not only are they going off, but they're shrapnel's coming out of them of some sort, right?
Well, we had a woman in Central Florida die like about 10 years ago, and Florida Highway Patrol took a while determining her cause of death because they thought she had been carjacked. They couldn't figure out with the amount of injuries that she sustained. What they found is that women like myself, 5'5" and shorter, when you drive with the force those Takata inflators go off with, because as a shorter woman, you're sitting closer to the steering wheel. Like Jimmy said, it was like shrapnel. She looked like she had a war wound.
Right.
So by the time they determined that her death was caused by her airbag, that's when you saw this nationwide recall. But Takata hasn't changed their inflators. They're using pretty much the same damn mechanism.
Right.
So I had to do. I went through the recall with my vehicles, the ones I had at the time, and one I had to have changed twice because the one they put in, they said, "Well, nope, that's got to be changed."
That one will kill you faster.
And then we did it in my wife's car as well.
See, and I've never had mine replaced yet because it's like, well, what are you replacing them with?
Right. Now, this is Nissan, and turns out, at least one former member of the show was in this game.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Okay, it says here, right now, if you drive this vehicle, Nissan Corporate is warning you not to drive it. 2002 through 2006 Sentra.
Ross's car.
I think he had a 2000, was it 5 or 6? Yeah, 2006. Also, it says now I don't know what package, but I'm sure some of the packages you'll have to double check, 2002 through 2004 Pathfinder SUVs. And I know that our PD used to drive one of those. Rick used to drive a Pathfinder.
Daryl Payne from Paw Affection Dog Training just said he has 5 Nissans.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Or a 2002 and 2003 Infiniti QX4. Because Infiniti is owned by Nissan. That's their upper level Nissan, like Lexus's, Toyota's upper level stuff. It says you should contact the dealer, set up an appointment to have the inflators replaced for free. They're also offering free towing to dealers, and in some locations, mobile service and loaner cars are available as well. So they are taking care of you. Even minor crashes, they're saying anything minor could cause this Takata airbag to go off and cause what could be some life-altering, gruesome, they even use that word in the story, gruesome injuries. By the way, this is an ABC News story.
And it's a particular problem in your hot, humid states. Think Texas, think Florida.
Right, yeah.
It actually ages the inflators a lot faster than if you live in a cooler, more temperate climate like the Midwest or the Northeast. So this is a much bigger issue in states like Florida that's dealing with currently 97 degrees outside.
And by the way, Jack, I think they even mentioned yours. It says in 2020, about 730,000 Nissans were called to be replaced when it comes to the Takata airbags. About 84,000 of those remain unrepaired and are believed to be still in use. So again, if you drive one of these vehicles, the company itself, Nissan, suggests highly that you get over and get it repaired. A 2002 through 2004 Pathfinder SUV, 2002 through 2006 Sentra, or a 2002 and 2003 Infiniti QX4. And you can go to InfinityUSA.com/Takata. It'll also tell you all about that. NissanUSA.com/Takata. And it will tell you all the information you need to know about getting your car towed and getting the bags replaced.
My wife keeps getting the card for her car for a recall on something. I hand her the card, and then she puts it somewhere, and I don't know where. So I don't think it's ever been.
They need to recall the card.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever been dealt with.
I got to take my wife's car in for about. We've built up a couple of these recalls. We have about 5 of them that have to be fixed on her vehicle. We decided we just get them all out at once.
There you go.
Her car's going in, I think, in a couple weeks to have the software updated, all kinds of stuff.
When are you getting that plug installed at your house?
She just had to order it today. She keeps forgetting to order it, so she had to order it today, and the plug's already installed. I just got to plug the damn thing in.
Okay, so she has an e-vehicle.
Right, yeah.
She has to charge it. You move to a new house.
No charger.
You don't have a charger set up.
But they do have they have it wired for something that uses the same exact voltage, amperage, and plug.
And you're saying she keeps forgetting to call to have it. Doesn't the first trip to the nearest charger
and it's 6.5
force you to say, okay, I'm calling now?
We just have a lot going on, dude. She just never remembers 6.5 miles away for her to charge, by the way.
You keep saying she never remembers.
Oh, she doesn't. I had to tell her again today. Send her another picture of it. Thanks, Jack. You're going to get me divorced. God almighty.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, she's listening. Right now, she's like, she's not saying anything about Jack. She's going, this son of a bitch, Colbert. Why did I marry this loser?
At least you'll have more time for golf. Maybe break par.
Yeah.
You're so close. You're so close to breaking par.
Oh, the worst thing you ever did was tell him about your golf game on Monday.
Worst.
Why did you do that to yourself?
I even said it on the air. I'm like, I don't know why I'm starting with this. I was so upset. Listen, man. Jack's going to remind me, and we're going to wind up fighting. It's going to be gross.
I only remind you
come out
because you said, "Don't remind me."
All right, thanks, Jack. All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Hang loose.
Good old PA McGee.
It's like a text message with your voice. The TalkBack feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Drivers in the Orlando area can still expect heavy stop-and-go delays on I-4 eastbound due to accident activity blocking the left lane and left shoulder near the John Young Parkway exit. Delays are reported all the way back from Kirkman Road. Looking at a slow ride still east and westbound for those traveling between the Beach Line and 535 and between US 27 and the 429. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Today, we're the largest injury firm in the world, and I'm thankful to you for trusting us all these years. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, do you want to expand or build a business? That mortgage guy, Don, is your source for commercial and business loans, too. You know, Don has the best rates on commercial loans and has over 1,000 five-star reviews. He's also got a great promotion now through the end of June. Do you have a high interest rate small business administration loan, say at 9, 10, or maybe even 11%? Well, if you qualify and you've paid on time for the past 2 years, Don can refinance your SBA loan at 8.25%. That mortgage Mortgage Guy Don is the best place to go for all of your business and residential loans. So don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day. But when we're driving, cooking, and working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman for the law offices of Kaufman Lind. When I first graduated law school over 25 years ago, I had so many ideas of what practicing law would look like. Well, after 25 years, I learned the most important thing I can do is care. There are many nights that I spend thinking about what I can do, how I can make a case better, how I can protect my client. If that works for you and you are in an accident, contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. Offices, Orlando.
Let's make Father's Day something this year with the Bartesian Cocktail Maker. It whips up over 60 premium cocktails on demand, each ready at the push of a button. And right now, you get $50 off when you buy one pack of Dad's favorite cocktail capsules. Make Dad's Father's Day by making cocktails with all natural juices and bitters without making any mess at all. Visit BARTESIAN.com/father to get $50 off the best premium cocktail maker for Dad. Bartesian. Premium cocktails on demand.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine.
If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. In Office Orlando.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way, for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
For all your windows and doors, go to FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Hey, so apparently Facebook is still a thing. Search gym members and join our group.
Soul Man here. It's always blown my mind when I see the passenger in the front seat with their feet up on the dash.
Oh, man.
If you've ever wondered if your partner could put her legs behind her head, have those airbags go off. She'll put them behind her head for sure.
Yeah.
And then she'll be in therapy learning to walk again for about 5 years because she's got 2 busted hips.
I heard from a...
Yeah.
Where did I hear this story? I want to make sure I get this remotely accurate. I believe I was at a party where there was a guy who was a paramedic, and a conversation of airbags came up and crashes and stuff. And, of course, if you're a paramedic and if you have visited a crash site, you will get a couple of stories that will turn your skin a different color. It is just crazy how bad it is. And one of those stories was a girl who was in a crash when had her feet on the dash when the airbag went off, and it broke both of her hips severely. And it was, he said, it was one of the grossest scenes. It looked like a movie scene, when some ghost grabs you and twists you and turns you around, like ties you in a knot. That's what it looked like. Not good. All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I am Jim. There's Deb. Jack is here as well.
But paramedics have the worst stories.
Oh, man, could you imagine?
Yeah.
I don't know, between what cops have to see. I'll never forget how serious Detective Barb was the day she, we were kind of talking about this whole thing about, the trauma that officers and paramedics and first responders have to deal with.
Firefighters.
I think it was post-Pulse. We were talking about it. And she says, this is, obviously very tragic. She said, but, in the daily life of officers, not scenes like this of mass murder, of course, but scenes of murder or death that don't really know the boundaries of familial, boundaries. That it's just all scenarios. And I think she said it's just the reduction of humanity that winds up getting to you. Like, how can another person do this to another person? For anything. How could you get that angry to cause that much damage to another human being?
And now you understand why when they try to go to therapy, a lot of times the therapists are not equipped to help them with the trauma and the scenes that they've seen, because most of us would have to watch a movie in order to see anything that gruesome or lacking in humanity.
And what the other thing I heard about that was is really you automatically think, you walk into a scene where something's happened to a child.
Those are the hardest I've heard. Very
difficult, right? But what I also heard, one of the more difficult aspects of that was maintaining their cool when the suspect is right there and they're guilty.
Yeah.
How do you maintain your cool when you have the option to inflict your own justice? How do you maintain that anger and bottle that anger up in front of somebody, and to maintain your professionalism and not cause a mistrial when that person eventually does go to court? To do that is very, very, very difficult. I could not do it.
And then go back to a desk job where you might have to write boring reports for the next 12 hours before your adrenaline is going to be off the chart again.
Or have that next scene be 20 minutes later.
Yeah.
Or 2 hours later, whatever. All right, 407-916-1041. Quick question for you guys, because I saw this story on USA Today. It's always fun to say. How many gadgets do you have in your house that you don't use anymore?
Oh, yes.
How many?
I have a room full of them.
How much do you think that's worth?
I hope that's the only reason I'm holding on to it.
Okay, let me tell you something real quick. How much do you believe it's estimated in America that Americans in electronic gadgets, just gadgets of all sorts, have just lying around that they don't use anymore? And prepare yourself accordingly for this number.
I've got iPods. I've got the original iPhone.
It says this is not just me. A survey by Camera Gear Trade Insight MPB shows that Americans have about this much money worth of unused devices, including old TVs, smartphones, cameras, gaming devices, and laptops just lying around, not being used. It just could have value. How much total money do you believe in the U.S. they assume that this is?
Jack, I'm going to let you go first.
Total for the entire U.S.?
Yeah, for the entire country, all households.
I will go $500 million.
$500 million.
Yes.
What do you think, Deb?
I think that is a cute and very sweet number.
You have no idea how adorable that number is. That number needs a pacifier.
Time out. You're giving her. You just
no. I was already.
Tainted and unclean.
I'm disqualifying.
Tainted unclean.
I'm disqualifying all answers. I just want you to take a shot. This number actually seems a little outrageous for even. I can't.
Oh, go
all right.
100 billion.
250 billion.
$650 billion.
What?
$650 billion worth of used devices.
My
TVs.
guess was cute too.
Right. At a time.
How do we cash in on this?
Right. So that's exactly what this article is about.
Okay.
Right. So the whole idea is that now, of course, they talk about the normal places that you would use: eBay, Facebook, Marketplace. Even Craigslist. There's a place called Swappa, which sounds like a cool name for a club
and a dangerous meetup.
But it does say that if you have these things lying around, like a Nintendo Switch Mario Kart, the deluxe bundle, if you have stuff like iPad minis, camcorders, believe it or not, old camera equipment. And I'll tell you right now, when I read this story, I started laughing at myself and how completely idiotic I am at most times in my life. Right now in my house, according to this story, just what I could get on eBay, I probably have, I don't know, $2,500 to $3,500 worth of just old gear laying around. I never thought there was a market for, but apparently there's a gigantic market for.
And where is this market?
Well, some of them. This place called MPB is where a lot of people who have professional camera equipment that don't use it anymore. And remember, we talked about this the other day about how when people start hobbies,
right,
they'll spend a bunch of money on stuff and then they'll do it for a little bit and they'll forget it, right? You'll just have it laying around, paddle boards,
soldering gun,
things you spend that money on that you don't use anymore.
Compressor for your airbrush.
If you'll remember, camera equipment was one of those things. Because you're like, okay, I'm going to be a great photographer. I'm going to go out and buy a really nice camera because it's really kind of, when it comes to a new hobby, you can get a pretty good camera setup for under $1,500 now, right? Because they're very good. The technology is insanely good. And people will go out and they're like, I'm going to do this. And they can justify the expense because it's something that makes them happy. Hey, I don't have a gym membership. I don't play golf every day. I don't go, I don't spend a lot of money on a bicycle, so
I don't spend it on strippers.
I can justify this, and I'll take a bunch of pictures. Hell, you never know. I could be special at this. And, of course, they do it for a month, and they realize they suck.
Yeah.
And then they stick this thing in the closet, and they're like, I'll get back to it later when I have when I have a clearer vision of what I want to do. And, of course, they never get back to it. And now it's just sitting there collecting dust, and it could be making money. I never think, and I'm thinking about selling some of it. I get real sketchy when it comes to selling electronics.
I do too, because so much of your personal information is on there.
Even when I wipe it out, I don't know if it's wiped out.
That's my issue.
I have some old phones and computers and stuff. It's like,
buddy, I have right now, I think I have 4 phones. Mm-hmm. 2 of them are iPhones. They're older. One is a Samsung Galaxy that we just got as a bonus phone for something we signed up for. I don't even think that thing ever came out of the box. And apparently that's a big deal, like with this whole thing. So if you have stuff laying around, switches, gaming systems, and you still have the boxes, guys, there's money out there. This guy's selling these things online for up to $300, for systems that still work and are good. iPad minis, iPads. I've got a first or second generation iPad that still works. Software's barely clicking along. But, somebody can use it for something. They'll dump something on there and use it for something specific, just for their kids to draw on or whatever.
You can make some money.
But I get so nervous when it comes to personal stuff like that because I wipe it out and, it says, hey, we're going to take all this stuff out. Then I always think there's some kind of secret little...
Because they know and I don't.
Yeah, there's some little secret little area there they know about and I don't. I don't care for that.
Couple of texters, one from Arturo. He did the math at $650 billion divided by 335 million Americans. It comes to just under $2,000 a person.
Yeah.
In electronics.
Yeah, that's a lot. I would agree, but it doesn't take a lot to spend $1,900 on electronics. Would you say that you have about $2,000 of the stuff that you don't use anymore laying around?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, without question, right?
Yeah.
How many TVs do you have that you don't use?
Hey, stop that.
I'm asking.
Stop judging me.
I have 4.
Yeah, I use them all, though.
I don't. I don't have anywhere to put them in this house.
Oh, whoa.
I'm serious. We had them everywhere in the other house.
Are we talking? Are we negotiating here?
Well,
What do we got? What
size?
size? What size? What brand?
Oh,
I got a 70-inch that may be damaged. I'll sell it to you as is. We'll talk about this after the show.
It's kind of small for me, but
70?
Right. Yeah.
Small?
I got a 75.
And it always comes down to size.
Yeah, this TV envy of his is a little much.
Yeah.
My daughter is an 85 now. I'm jealous.
That is so disgusting.
It is.
You're just jealous.
Why do you need an 85-inch TV?
He doesn't have it. It's his daughter.
You don't need a 85. You don't need a 75. Guess what? You don't even need a 65.
I think the one in my bedroom is like 50 inches. I feel embarrassed.
You should. That's pretty small.
I could carry that in my pocket.
Yeah.
You probably do.
I think they give those away, right? If you give blood.
Yeah.
You get a 50-inch TV or something.
I donate every 8 weeks. I get a new TV.
I think these bars that do trivia just give out TVs.
Yeah.
I swear, I think you can buy like a 30-inch TV now for like $80. Better than any TV I ever. Better than the best Sony Trinitron back in the day that would have cost you a car payment.
Oh, remember those CRT TV? Oh, listen to so heavy, so friggin' heavy.
It was heavier than your fridge.
I remember that was.
And if you weren't directly in front of it, if you were 1 degree to the right or left, that thing, it was terrible.
Yeah, I had a JVC 27-inch, and it's like, whew. I invested in that one.
27 whole inches,
that was
buddy?
30 years ago.
I remember the first time I saw one of those OLEDs now.
Oh, yeah.
That's the Big Daddy, but they had one. They had one at like Best Buy, and it was only like a 30-inch TV. But that's only that's all they made at that point was like the 30-inch TV. And they had that thing set up, and I walked by. That's not real.
I know.
Like, that's happening for real behind that screen somehow. They got a tiny dancer and a bunch of other stuff to make it look real. And that small ass TV was like $5,000.
Whoa!
And then like 2 years later, that same TV was like $1,800.
That's
now
why you never buy in the first haul.
Is that what you have now on OLED?
I do not. No. That was
a little rich for his taste.
Yeah.
How about that drive-in theater your daughter has in her house?
Yeah, and that's not
an
OLED either. No.
Yeah. Why even have one then?
Do you have an OLED?
Because I could get one.
Oh,
Yeah, you
okay,
could.
but you don't.
I don't right now, but I could have one.
Yeah, okay.
You know what?
We all could have
Do
one.
we need your judgment?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I got 8K, 9K, whatever it takes.
Don't say AK. What are you doing?
Exactly. What are you doing, Jack?
8K.
All right.
Okay.
8K.
Text on an 8K
9K.
run.
America.
All right. 407-916-1041. Scott Maxwell is next.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
I know that we have a lot of officers who listen to the show. I hope that you find yourself in the good column. It's bad for a lot of things.
Honestly, I think the kind of police officer that goes on power trips like that has stopped listening to you a while ago.
Not true. Not untrue.
The news junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Heavy traffic reported on I-4 in the Orlando area today, east and westbound on the interstate between the Beach Line and 535 and between US 27 and the 429. Heavy traffic also reported in Seminole County between the Greenway exit and the St. Johns River Bridge. If you see any traffic problems, just make sure you're calling the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This Father's Day, get Dad a new grill at a great price from Tools Ace Hardware. Check this out. Get up to $300 off on a brand new Traeger grill so Dad can get that wood-fired flavor when he cooks for the family. Or if Dad prefers that propane grill. How about up to $150 off on a grill from Napoleon? Tools Ace also carries grills and pizza ovens from Big Green Egg, Weber, Rectech, Gosney, and Uni. And when you buy a grill from Tools Ace Hardware, you get free assembly and free local delivery on grill purchases $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace Hardware, 13 convenient locations here in Central Florida, or you can just shop online at acehardware.com. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Want to win a free motorcycle? I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and I'm giving away a free motorcycle valued up to $20,000. All you have to do is go to bikerswinorlando.com. That's bikerswinorlando.com. Enter today at bikerswinorlando.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Don't let spring allergies make you miserable. Try the quick, drug-free solution trusted by over 4 million people. Navage. Only Navage uses suction to flush out your sinuses using refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at your local Sam's Club in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better immediately at Sam's guaranteed best price. Navage. N-A-V-A-G-E. Breathe easy.
Need a reboot? RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. Spring has sprung, so let's have some fun. This month, I'll help you reboot your old ride and save up to $8,000 on a new Mitsubishi. So if your old ride's a hunk of junk, don't let it leave you in a funk. You can even drive a new car today with a lifetime warranty, like the Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon starting at $15,900. The popular Eclipse Cross, in stock and ready for delivery. Or the 2024 Outlander, 5-star safety rated, starting at $23,900. So if you've been dreaming of driving a new RC Hill Mitsubishi, don't get your wires crossed, because my team works hard every day, and that's what makes us different. So this week, reboot your old ride, and you could save up to $8,000 on a nicer, newer car. But hurry, a deal this good will shut down fast. I'm RC Hill, and I'm your car dealer next door. 2 locations, DeLand and Ocala. See all my trendy rides at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Vehicle purchase price determines actual discount.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this, because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-374-2103. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes, and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-374-2103 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-374-2103. 800-374-2103. 800-374-2103.
Last season, millions tuned into the Betrayal podcast to hear a shocking story of deception. I'm Andrea Gunning, and now we're sharing an all-new story of betrayal. Justin Rutherford. Doctor, father, family man. It was the perfect cover to hide behind.
I was just like, what in the world is going on?
Listen to Betrayal on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Betrayal and start listening.
Between the lines, far beyond legal and ethical limits, and under the surface,
too dangerous or disruptive to the existing status quo.
Hosts Ben Bolin, Matt Frederick, and Noel Brown introduce you to the world of stuff they don't want you to know.
We have officially entered the age of biohacking.
History is riddled with unexplained events.
Is somebody messing with us?
Now it's time for some answers.
Take us to the edge of the rabbit hole. We'll do the rest.
Listen to Stuff They Don't Want You to Know on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Stuff They Don't Want You to Know and start listening.
New South Window Solutions. Made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Want more from us? At The Jim Colbert Show on Instagram. Follow us.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. I hope you had a really good Wednesday, man. Hot out there, but you could be heading home right now. Get a cold beer, something nice, something good to eat. Chill out with the family. We got you all the way to your driveway. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Yo.
Jack is as well.
I am.
Every single Wednesday, except for last Wednesday and some other Wednesdays.
And the Wednesday before that last Wednesday.
This guy joins us.
Vegas.
This guy joins us.
I'm too important.
He writes for the Orlando Sentinel. You can read his stuff Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. We call him a number of things.
Sweet Heat.
Sweet Heat. Truth Dragon.
Yeah.
You know him as Scott Maxwell from the Orlando Sentinel. Good and loud for Mr. Scott Maxwell.
Yeah! That's his best T-shirt.
Oh, Sugar Bear, how you doing?
Sweet Heat.
It is good to be back. I am sorry. I'm really sorry. I missed last week. Last week was a not a good day in our house.
Yeah. Trying week, huh?
Yeah. I think
you don't.
I know you. Go, Jim. Don't act like I'm the one who talked about it. You want me to cry. You want me to cry on the air today.
I do not want you to cry. You don't have to say a word about it, Scott. You do not have to say a word about it at all.
I'll cry.
You do not.
No, I will. So I was telling Jack, like, I'm A, not really a crier, and I am B, not a cat person by definition. But last Wednesday, we went from, hey, I think Leona is breathing funny around 10 a.m., no sign of anything wrong, to you need to put your cat down 4 hours later.
Oh, my gosh.
And I found myself bawling.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
In a way I completely did not expect. And I don't mean crying or wiping away tears or getting a little snot. I mean ugly cry. Like, I don't think the vet could understand anything I was saying when I was understanding.
Let me help you out. I'll help you out. Right? I have this reputation of being a bit of a surly dude, right?
Yeah.
When my miniature dachshund died years ago, I had to be asked to leave the vet. They asked me to leave. I was making everybody in the vet uncomfortable for how hard I was crying. I completely lost it. Like, completely came unglued.
That's Jim. That's exactly how it was. I was not prepared for it. I tried to stop myself at first, and then I realized that wasn't happening. And
that could be worse.
I think part of the reason is it catches you by surprise. And as I mentioned, this cat and I didn't even like each other at the beginning. This cat, as I shared with my readers in Sunday's column, took a dump on my chest once.
Hold on.
One time, when she was new to our house, we had left town and come back into town. And apparently Leona didn't think much of that. And so after we went to bed that night, I dozed off. My wife is reading. Leona crawls onto my chest, stares my wife dead in the eyes, and files her objections right there on my chest. I mean, this was not a cat that I ever wanted, but over the years, she was always there with me. And you know, I get up at crazy hours, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. She was the one who sat with me for 3 hours, every morning before the rest of the world woke up. And you start to get attached to these stupid things and stupid ways. And I was wrestling with, like, why do I feel so guilty? And in this case, I know we did the right thing.
Right.
She had fluid that was that had filled her entire body cavity. They drained the fluid out of her, and immediately after they drained it, it was filling her back up. And the vet said she is going to suffocate on her own body fluid if you don't do something. But I was like, so why do I feel so guilty? And I think it's because they become part of your family. They can't do anything for themselves.
Right, yeah.
They can't eat, they can't drink, they can't go outside. So when they get sick, you start to feel like you let them down, even if there's no other reason. And that's part of the reason why I would have been the world's worst guest on your show on Wednesday.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
Me
I think
too.
you would have been the greatest guest ever on that day.
Best.
Yeah.
Best stuff.
It would have been best of material for sure.
Because we've all been there, Scott.
Yeah. And back to the chest thing, you should be very thankful because in Vegas, that's like $250 extra. and you have to buy the dinner beforehand to guarantee service. So
yeah. And by the way, if you want to get more into this, and of course you all are the crew that would like to get more into this, think about what you do when you have discover that on your chest, you can't really move. You're kind of paralyzed. Because right, anything you do, it's going elsewhere.
Yeah, it's like,
you don't want to grab it with your hand. Yeah. My wife, no damn help, just was laughing her ass
That's
off.
what I wanted to know was what Mrs. Maxwell was doing.
It's like kryptonite.
Yeah, I mean, she looked horrified, but her horror immediately went into hysterics. Well,
right.
Like Leona was just sort of like, you gonna take another long weekend?
My wife would have bypassed the horror and gone straight to the laughing and probably encouraged her. My wife probably would have fed her while she was doing it to ensure more.
Give her a little fiber, a little Metamucil.
Right, exactly.
Who wants some treats?
Here's a chewable for you. Well, God bless you, man.
Yeah.
I wish you the best. You know, when you told me that day, I felt terrible for you. And the first thing I asked is, do you want me to say anything? And, I didn't even think for the first second that, because you told me your daughter, it was kind of her cat and she was out of the country at the time. And you didn't want it out there, having get back to her second-handedly that had happened. I completely understand.
Yeah, because normally I don't keep many secrets, but we hadn't even told her. I mean, we were doing this like at the time of this show, about 5 o'clock, and I realized she was in Panama with her boyfriend. And the last time I was actually on the air with you guys, the last time we had a cat die, the other one. Yes, I have a lot of cats for a person who didn't like them.
Yeah.
But she got back from town, and the first thing we did was had to tell her cat died, and it was super traumatic. And I was like, we're not going to do this again. We're not going to greet her back to the house because she's going to walk in and see the cat's not there. And we had to let her know. And that was a mess too.
So, unbelievable, man.
She was a beautiful kitty.
Thanks. She was a very pretty. We did not name her, by the way. Leona is a weird name for a cat in my estimation, but that was the one the shelter gave her, and we tried to rename her. And then after we tried to give her a different name, and then we kind of thought, well, what kind of jackasses are we? She's had this name her whole life. Why are we to rename her?
Yeah, Leona, the #1 name filing for restraining orders.
Yeah. Well, the cat we got, she came with the name Bagheera.
Oh.
So yeah, feel okay about renaming your animal. She's now called Autumn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Autumn's cute. Yeah. So I know this is tough, and I know you guys have gone through it as well. But I will tell you this. I wasn't even sure whether I should write about it. I'm going to be honest with you. I did it mostly for my own therapeutic purposes. But good Lord, the email I got.
I was about to ask you what kind of feedback you got on this.
First of all, it's the only thing I've ever written where every single person was nice.
It didn't even, hold on, Scott. You didn't even have one that started off, I think you're a commie Democratic busy, but.
No, I expected somebody to say, if I was your cat, I'd die too. That's what I was expecting to get.
God.
But I got easily 100 just on Sunday. And what was remarkable is half of them had pictures.
Oh man. Of their
everybody
cat?
wanted me to see their dog or their cat. And no one, I thought some people would be like, you panty waste of a man, you're crying in front of the dog. Nobody was like that. I mean, I had people been like, I served 2 tours. And I'm not sure I cried harder than when my dog, I had to put him to sleep.
Can I tell you something, man? Oddly, the human psyche, I think there are people out there that would, I don't know. There is something about pets that everybody has an understanding that kind of goes beyond your religion, your race, your creed, your political leanings, that, the love of an animal and that animal's love for you supersedes all of that stuff. And
because it's the only experience we have with truly unconditional love.
And everybody understands that when you break down or have a moment because you've lost an animal, that I don't know that anybody, I don't know, even the toughest dudes I've ever known never really came down on you for that. They're like, I understand, big dog. You just
it happens.
It happens. You get connected to them.
I think you are right, and I don't know that I fully appreciated that, but I don't know whether you, Jim, or Deb just said it unconditional. I mean, even when you didn't have your best day, maybe you snapped at your spouse or you popped off at a reader, you sit down on your sofa and that dog or that cat is going to run up to you and be like, you are the same greatest human being you have always been.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they're the only ones who tell us that, too. Your kids don't tell you that. Your spouse doesn't tell you that.
And look,
no.
And let me tell you, the simple move of you having a treat takes you from guy who lives here to deity.
Right.
Which I love that power. The liver snack in my hand.
I mean, not to get too meta or sometimes you start to feel like I want to be a better person for this pet. Like this pet thinks I rock. I don't always think I live up to that expectation. I'd like to. Sometimes I think about the heels I write about, the political doofuses, and I'm thinking, they're probably pretty awful, but I bet they got a dog. And I bet that dog likes them. And I bet they're decent with that dog. If we could just get the dog side of that legislator to show up in Tallahassee every once in a while, maybe.
Except for Christy, no.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, no good there. So let me ask you, we've talked about your feelings toward the dog and your reaction to the dog. Was your wife equally as upset, or does she have that connection with the cat, or is she she's the cat person?
Yeah. And you know what? Maybe it's amplified also because we're relatively new empty nesters.
Yeah.
My son just graduated college, my daughter. So that cat, those animals fill a void that I don't think you appreciate until they are gone, that even if they are not right there, their presence is in the house. And I came home from a luncheon today for the first time, because we had some company over the weekend, for the first time today, and opened the door, and I was like, oh my God, there's not another breathing soul in this house. And it hasn't been that way in my life for 25 years.
It's crazy, buddy. That empty nest thing is something that doesn't really get talked a lot about because everybody assumes that you're ready for it to happen. I had 4 of them, but I will tell you that thing happened to us when Dexter passed, our massive. We had made an agreement. We're not going to get a dog for a while. We're not going to get another pet. We're just kind of enjoy this peace that we have and everything like that. Lasted a grand total of 48 hours. And they were like, there is an emptiness in this house that we cannot explain. And it goes beyond the kids. There is a soul that animals or pets give your home that goes beyond the human entrance. So it's beyond that. I don't know how to explain it. It just is.
No, I absolutely agree with that. And I think it's something that everybody ends up connecting with it. It's, from my perspective as one who writes about politics, it's something that crosses party lines. I think people get that. Yeah. So, we're not getting another one anytime soon. By the way, I'm allergic to cats also. Yeah. There's like 1,000 reasons why I shouldn't have an animal.
So as of right now, you do not have a pet?
Correct.
Wow, buddy.
You want a cat? I got extra.
I was going to say, it is kitten season.
Jack, I used to joke about that too. You wouldn't give up your cat.
No.
And let me tell you something. I got one last dog story. Okay. This will blow your mind.
All right.
I grew up a dog guy. I grew up with a yellow lab named Sandy. Sandy followed me on my newspaper routes. Sandy did everything I did in life. And one time when I was out in Durham, North Carolina, there was a frozen pond. She had a tennis ball in her mouth the entire time. Some doofus kid takes the ball, throws it out on the middle of the frozen pond. Sandy would have gone into a war field for me to get that ball. She goes out there. This goes exactly what you think. The ice starts cracking, and I see Sandy go down. And she goes through the ice. I can't get there. I start screaming. I'm 12 years old. I go to a house. I say, call 911. The firefighters get out there. They go, oh, wait, Sandy's a dog? Yeah, we're not going out there. This entire time, it's now been like 15 minutes. My dog is still got the ball in her mouth and resting it on the ice, waiting to freeze and die. My father finally gets a call. Firefighters say they won't go. They tie a rope around my father. And he says, well, I'll go save Sandy. He walks out there. This goes down exactly as you would think. He gets about 10 feet from the dog. The ice starts to crack. And my father goes through the frozen water and ends up grabbing this dog by her collar, who's been in the ice water for 20 minutes. And the first thing she does is drop that ball for me. And she would have gone right back out on that lake if I'd thrown it out there. But this is the kind of thing we do for pets. And sometimes we wouldn't do for human beings.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, people suck.
Yeah. There's 100 things I do for my dog that I wouldn't do for my kids.
Yeah.
Food, all that stuff.
That dog you had was one of a kind and the biggest damn dog I've ever seen.
That thing was like
I love Dexter.
That thing wasn't even real.
He was awesome.
We will have another big dog eventually. This little one fills us up pretty good right now. Before we get out of here, though, Scott, I did want to ask you about this thing with Ashley Judd that you were working with. What was that about? Or what is that?
So today was the Mental Health Association of Central Florida's annual luncheon and fundraiser. And every year they bring in sort of a big name. It's been Henry Winkler was last year. Alex Smith, the NFL kicker, did it. Glenn Close has done it. Brooke Shields. And this year it was Ashley Judd. And Ashley Judd just helped the president launch a new suicide prevention. I know you all are familiar with Ashley's parents, her mother, who not only took her own life, but did it in just about the most painfully high-profile way on the night before she was to be inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it was pretty insane story. Plus, I think wasn't Ashley Judd part of the OG Me Too movement with Weinstein as well?
She absolutely was. And when I sat with her for about an hour at the table, but when she gets up on stage, it's one of the first things out of her mouth. I was, raped as a child. I was sexually abused, so-and-so, and basically my mom took her own life. And it's a lot to hear. And sort of her mantra is the stigma of mental health has to be peeled back, that there are so many people wrestling with so many problems. A guy who's a personal friend of mine, and you may have read this, Stan Van Gundy. I just think the world of Stan. He's a smart guy, very involved. He just sort of came forward this week to reveal something that I'd known for a while, that his wife took her own life. I mean, we just talked about the guilt you feel when you can't help your pet.
Right, yeah.
And this is a disease that is impacting.
And again, you're talking about the lifestyle. Again, this is it's a difficult thing for people to understand because people always associate, wealth or success with happiness.
That's
right. They were married for 30 plus years or something, and did everything together. When you look at the photographs of her online, she looked perfectly happy. I read that story as well.
We spent time with them. Yes. You just don't know. And Alex Smith, the NFL kicker. He was there because he went through some stuff after he broke his leg. You may remember that. But the story he told that just blew everyone away was he had this buddy of his who was also a football player who, as you said, would seem to have things going, kept calling him on NFL draft day when he was demonstrating here. He didn't call him back. And by the end of the day, his buddy had killed himself.
Wow. Well, it's at that the golfer Grayson Murray just this past weekend. Withdraws in the middle of a tournament where he's under par. He's going to make money. He made the cut. He already won twice this year. It was known that he fought with it. He actually was quite open about it, his alcoholism and his mental illness. He even admitted he'd put his parents through quite hell for the last 6 years trying to find answers to his problem. He withdrew from the tournament, said he was ill, went home to Palm Beach Gardens, and took his own life.
We're talking about the most extreme examples of behavioral health, but there are so many other people struggling quietly with anxiety, with depression. And one of the things like this organization stresses is it sounds overly simplistic, but it's the question, are you okay?
Yeah.
And it's the notion of just checking out with your friends. And if you sense something is wrong, ask what you can do. And you don't have to have all the answers. Good Lord, when somebody's spouse commits suicide, there's no textbook on what to say. And it's really hard. Sometimes your presence is the best gift you can give somebody. But there are organizations, and I would definitely encourage any of your listeners, and I know some of your listeners, I just by the statistics would show, have family members who are struggling with this. I've gotten calls from parents who I can't even understand their sobbing so much because they have a kid who has violent tendencies and they don't know how to handle it. They don't know where to help. Anyway, the Mental Health Association of Central Florida, it's an organization that helps get people often free therapy and counselors and MDs and physicians. And I think we should talk about it. And Ashley Judd helped spread that message today.
Very good. By the way, were you a little bit starstruck? She's a pretty big star.
She is a star. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you are. That's fine. That's you don't have to.
Well, she didn't. She was a little before she went. She was spectacular on stage. Before she went on stage, she was a little quiet, and I didn't feel like I needed to.
Right. Yeah.
Pierce that bubble.
Very good. Yeah. So. You should have asked. No, thanks. Don't do that. Yeah. Well, look, buddy, we appreciate your day. We appreciate what you've done. We appreciate everything about you, and we wish you the very, very best.
Well, I appreciate you guys being a sounding board, and I sending the best to all you guys who are pet owners out there.
All right, Scotty, we love you very much. You're a good man.
Stop it. You're going to make me cry.
I was trying my hardest. All right, buddy. We'll see you later. Give it up for good Scott Maxwell. All right, buddy. We'll see you soon. All right, man. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Load them up. Trivia is next.
We have a prize. You have a phone. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO Moving.com.
Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings Fantasy.
Kentucky prosecutors will drop charges against top golfer Scottie Scheffler stemming from his arrest back at the PGA Championship in Louisville. Orlando City SC will return to the pitch tonight. They're in Chicago. Lions looking to bounce back from that loss to Columbus over the weekend. And Florida football coach Billy Napier says he's confident that he followed NIL rules in recruiting former signee Jaden Rashada. I'm Scott Davidson.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
It's only the end of May. June isn't even here yet, and we're already dealing with highs in the upper 90s. Unbelievable. But you know what? You can keep all that AC in and the heat and humidity out with new windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen. That's because Renewal by Andersen specializes in energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors using their exclusive Fibrix material, which is chic, tough, so easy to maintain, and twice as strong as vinyl. And they offer a seamless experience from design to installation, providing durable windows and doors in Florida that can stand up to Florida's weather. And now through the end of May, you can buy 2 windows and or patio doors and get the third 60% off, plus 0 money down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 1 year. Some restrictions apply. Plus, they're hiring experienced window and door installers. Just go to rbafla.com for complete details. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, license number CGC 1527613.
I love playing pranks on my sister, and this deal going on at McDonald's is my chance to take the lead. Enjoy any 2 items for $3.79. From the iconic McDouble, the McChicken, a 4-piece chicken McNuggets, small fries, to even a small soft drink. I'm gonna pair my McDouble with her small fries, but secretly pull her fries out of the bag. She won't even notice. Hey, where'd the fries go? Sounds like my prank just got fried. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
What's better than air conditioning? A portable air conditioner you can take anywhere. Enter McDonald's frozen drinks. I call them air cup-ditioners. Air cup-ditioners come in all my fave flavors, like frozen Coke, frozen Fanta Blue Raspberry, and frozen Sprite Limonade. And they're incredibly cost-effective. Any size is just $1.49 after breakfast hours. My air cup-ditioner is on full blast. Air drinks. And there are drinks from McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite, and Limonade are registered trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
Tired of hearing about rising costs and rising rates? International Diamond Center has the relief you need with a guaranteed best prices. And starting this Saturday, 0% interest financing. Yes, 0%. IDC rolls back interest rates so you can make any purchase and enjoy low monthly payments for 4 years without a dime in interest. And IDC showcases are packed. Engagement rings, wedding bands, eternity bands, earrings, pendants, and our largest selection ever of certified hand-picked diamonds and exclusive designer fashion jewelry. Pick any item, celebrate your love, get the value price you deserve, then spread your payments over 4 years. That $6,000 pair of diamond earrings is just $125 a month. A $12,000 engagement ring is just $250 a month. Everything's affordable with this amazing offer. 4 years, 0.0% financing. There's just one catch. This is a limited time offer just for the month of June. Don't wait. Let IDC help you get the jewelry you've been dreaming of at a price and payment you didn't think was possible. International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Details at shopidc.com. On approved credit. The Rolling Stones, live. Stones Tour 24, Hackney Diamonds. Sponsored by AARP, June 3rd, Camping World Stadium. The Rolling Stones, the greatest rock and roll band in the world. Tickets on sale now at rollingstones.com. Your chance to see the Stones.
The free iHeart app has over 100 commercial-free stations like Real Fun Beach Radio. Real Fun Beach Radio gives you that toes in the sand beach music vibe 24/7. Just open the app, search Real Fun Beach Radio, and start listening. iHeart Radio. Free never sounded so good.
When life spells heartburn, how do you spell relief? ROLAIDS.
What about when life spells fried chicken?
ROLAIDS.
Fourth cup of coffee?
Still ROLAIDS.
Extra cheesy pizza?
Rolaids always spells relief. Rolaids' powerful dual-active formula begins neutralizing acid on contact to fight your heartburn fast. So, when life spells heartburn, Rolaids spells relief. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way, for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage. Navage.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Radio now comes with moving pictures. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
We were talking about old TVs. The other thing about old TVs is that when you threw them out a window, they would explode on impact. These new ones are so flat, you throw them out a window, the wind takes them away.
I like how mad he is about that.
Well, he's not wrong.
They don't make them the way they used to. They used to explode, now they fly. All right, welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Yeah.
And Jack has the Jackie sack. Let's get it. All aboard.
Chugga chugga.
Choo-choo.
Lickety-clack, lickety-clack.
For the record, don't like this. Here we go. Your prize all week long. It's a pair of tickets to see the one and the only Christopher Cross. He is coming August 4th to the Plaza Live Theater. You can see him here in Orlando. Get your tickets where you buy tickets at plazalive.com there, or win them right now for JCS Trivia. Jackie Sack is brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Go local and support a family-owned and operated Orlando moving and storage company. Just make sure you mention the Jim Colbert Show, because that bad boy is going to get you a discount. So book them today at CentoMoving.com. That's CENTO. Moving.com. Clickety-clack, back to you.
Thank you, Deborah.
Sure.
It's deeply appreciated.
How deeply?
Jack, who goes first?
Jay.
Jesus. I don't know, Jay. Hold on 1 second. Jay, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Doing all right.
Sorry for the mild pornography there, buddy. Would you like to play a little game with us?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do it.
See, he liked it.
Yeah. All right, Jay, this is a real easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers, Jay. One of these answers is not true, buddy. It's a lie. If you can sniff that one out, I'll send you over to see Christopher Cross at the Plaza Live coming up a little bit later this summer. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Here we go, buddy. On this day, musician, singer, songwriter, and half of the British rock band Oasis, Noel Gallagher, was born on this day.
Oh, wow.
Here are 3 fun facts about the band Oasis and 1 thirst-quenching lie. Number 1. Oasis was successfully sued by Coca-Cola for ripping off their "I'd like to teach the world to sing" jingle. Number 2. Of the 5 original members of Oasis, 3 of them are left-handed. Number 3. Noel Gallagher once said he wished the singer and bassist from the English band Blur would catch AIDS and die.
Oh.
Or lastly,
Hello.
Oasis's 3rd album, Be Here Now, is the fastest-selling album in England's history, selling 700,000 copies in just 1 day. Which of those is a lie?
I'm going to go with the Coca-Cola one, Jim.
No, dude, that's absolutely true. They were actually sued twice successfully, one by a Beatles cover band. are a Beatles tribute band for ripping off one of their songs, and they did get sued successfully by Coca-Cola for using the jingle. I'd like to
buy the world a Coke.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Matt is up next.
All right, let's get to Matt here. Matt, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How you doing?
Good, boss. We're talking about the band Oasis here. Which one of these is untrue? Number one, of the original 5 members of Oasis, 3 of them are left-handed. Number 2, Noel Gallagher once said he wished the singer and bassist from the British band Blur would catch AIDS and die. Or lastly, Oasis' 3rd album, Be Here Now, is the fastest-selling album in England's history, selling 700,000 copies in just one day.
I wish I had Angel to help me, but I'm going to go with the last one.
No, dude, that's true.
Oh.
Oasis' 3rd album, Be Here Now, it sold 360,000 copies in like an hour and a half.
Jeez.
And by the end of the day, it sold actually over 700,000 copies. Jack, who's next?
Rick.
Rick right there. Well, Rick's gone.
Oh, that's Scott.
Scott, how you doing, boss?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, partner. We're talking about the band Oasis, and you have a 50-50 shot at winning this prize and going to see Christopher Cross a little bit later this summer. Here we go. Number 1, of the 5 original members of Oasis, 3 of them are left-handed. Or lastly, Noel Gallagher once said he wished the singer and bassist from the British band Blur would catch AIDS and die.
I'm going to go with the first one.
You're a winner, buddy. I'm going to put you on hold there. Jack will get your information. You, my friend, are going to see the great Christopher Cross a little bit later this summer as he sails away.
Wear your captain's hat.
Into the rafters of the Plaza Live. Yeah, that's right. That is not true, but Noel Gallagher did once say that he wishes the band Blur would catch AIDS and die. Sweet dude, that guy.
Yeah, really, really good karma.
Yeah. A couple other things about Oasis you may not know before we get to the top of the hour. Their name came from a poster in Liam Gallagher's bedroom. It was promoting a show at the Oasis Leisure Center.
Oh, wow.
Because the band's original name was Rain. And they didn't like the band, and they brought Liam in as another guy was leaving. He said, we should name it this, because the band, it was a promotion poster for another band, and it said at the Oasis Leisure Center. He goes, just call it Oasis. And off we went. Liam Gallagher cannot drive or swim. Never learned to do either. Or lastly here, although Noel Gallagher is naturally left-handed, he actually plays his guitar right-handed.
Oh, wow.
And there you go, the band Oasis. Never was a big fan of them.
No?
I know our buddy Angel is a gigantic fan of Oasis.
He's enough fan for the rest of us.
Yeah, he is a big enough fan for everybody
Like,
around.
Really?
Yeah,
Me with Springsteen.
Yeah, exactly. He's a real big fan of Oasis. Which was kind of a shock when I first met him. I don't know that I had him like nailed because he has, man, you talking about
eclectic music taste.
You talking about one of the most eclectic. I will tell you a true story about Angel. One of my great prides in life, this is as silly as this is, one of my great prides in life is shooting him a text when I find a band I think there's a possibility he hasn't heard of and I heard of them first. And usually I would get these bands for my kids, but I wouldn't tell him that because I want him to think I'm cool. And I would text him and go, hey, man, have you heard of Idols? And he's like, and I will think, there's no way he's heard of this. He goes, yeah, that first album was great, but the third album was a little weird. I'm like, oh, God, it got me again. Guy listens to so much stuff.
Yeah.
You can check him out every Friday night right here on Real Radio 104.1 for What the Hell is Angel Listening To, which is a curated music show from what he has.
Angel of Boom.
9 p.m. every Friday.
That's right. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in just 1 sec with more of The Jim Colbert Show.
Real Radio. Real Radio.
104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Heavy traffic reported on I-4 in the Orlando area today, east and westbound on the interstate between the Beach Line and 535 and between US 27 and the 429. Heavy traffic also reported in Seminole County between the Greenway exit and the St. Johns River Bridge. If you see any traffic problems, just make sure you're calling the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Batteries Plus. Power on this spring and summer with Batteries Plus. In stores and online too, you'll find batteries for your car, RV, boat, motorcycle, ATV, golf cart, and more. Life's waiting. Power on with Batteries Plus. Visit one of over 700 locations today.
Get ready for a night of laughter that's bigger, bolder, and beastlier than ever before. Join us June 27th at the Funny Bone in Orlando for the Monster Night of Comedy, presented by the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind, and featuring your favorite monsters from Real Radio. Hosted by Russ Rollins with the Angel of Boom DJing the event and headlined by Ryan Holmes. Don't miss out on special appearances by Jeff Kaufman, Daisy Del Toro, Amber Nova, Angelique the Dancing Queen, and other surprise guests. Get ready for a full night of monster comedy. General admission tickets on sale now. Get ready to roar with laughter Thursday, June 27th. What else are you going to do that Thursday night? Watch old guys bicker on TV? Tickets on sale now at realradio.fm/comedy.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490.
Need a reboot? RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. Spring has sprung, so let's have some fun. This month, I'll help you reboot your old ride and save up to $8,000 on a new Mitsubishi. So if your old ride's a hunk of junk, don't let it leave you in a funk. You can even drive a new car today with a lifetime warranty, like the Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon starting at $15,900. The popular Eclipse Cross, in stock and ready for delivery. Or the 2024 Outlander, 5-star safety rated, starting at $23,900. So if you've been dreaming of driving a new RC Hill Mitsubishi, don't get your wires crossed, because my team works hard every day, and that's what makes us different. So this week, reboot your old ride, and you could save up to $8,000 on a nicer, newer car. But hurry, a deal this good will shut down fast. I'm RC Hill, and I'm your car dealer next door. 2 locations, DeLand and Ocala. See all my trendy rides at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Vehicle purchase price determines actual discount.
Here's a Father's Day dad joke. The way a pawn moves in chess is pretty straightforward. You know what's not a dad joke? Getting $50 off the Bartesian Premium Countertop Cocktail Maker with the purchase of 1 pack of Dad's favorite cocktail capsules. Visit bartesian.com/father to get the best premium cocktail maker for Dad at the best price for you. Bartesian, premium cocktails on demand.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this, because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-374-2103. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-374-2103 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-374-2103. 800-374-2103. 800-374-2103.
I had a radio listener call me after an accident. The insurance company offered him $700. He hired me that day and we recovered $100,000. $1,000. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Potential clients may not obtain same or similar results. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. The Jim Colbert Show, streaming live on YouTube. Watch us talk.
You know, Jack, you and Jimmy, between the two of you, you need to be put on timeout. Jimmy, how many times were you called to the principal's office? And I know you were, Jack, Mr. Goody Two-Shoes. Deborah was never called to the office. Deborah was the best student ever.
You know that.
There is no way that you did not get called to the principal's office. Oh, unless the fear of your mother was in there.
No.
You never went.
Mm-mm.
Never got in trouble in school.
Because what was the other part of that statement, Jimmy? What would be waiting for me at home?
I wasn't listening.
I know.
Was it your mom or dad?
No, my mom.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no.
You don't want to deal with that.
Still don't.
Yeah, I can't. I went so many times.
I never even skipped lunch.
Jesus, I went to the office so many times. I just couldn't shut up.
See, that was my problem. Every report card said, Debbie is a very good student, but she talks too much.
Yeah, I mean, every single report card is littered with, shut him up. Figure out how to shut this kid up.
Excessive talking.
Yeah.
Is that what you got, too?
Yeah.
So isn't it interesting where we end up working?
Were you a class clown, Jack?
I'd have, kind of.
Really?
A little bit.
I got to tell you, it's so funny when you said that. Most class clowns are the ones that wind up, because they want attention. I wanted attention, you know? And you wind up getting in the office the attention you don't want, but what you're doing is you're just pushing that limit to see how far. By the way, it didn't stop in college either. I got thrown out of class in college for making jokes, making diarrhea jokes during a history lesson.
Good job,
They
Jimmy.
said something ran in the family, and I just went off on some diarrhea jokes about running in the family. And the guy's like, look, I'm just going to bounce you, dog. It's funny, but I got to get out of here. I got a class to teach. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here, and so is Jack as well. Often, Jack?
No.
Trouble in high school? Was your mom like a heavy hand when you were in school? Did you get in trouble at home a lot?
No, I did not get in trouble at home a lot because I was kid 6 out of 7.
Right.
Yeah, mom's tired.
And by the time, and my mom was a single parent by the time before I turned 8. So
did one of your sisters step in and provide that?
There was, but not discipline, but definitely a lot of, let's call it babysitting. You know, my older sister had to watch me and my younger sister a lot because my mom was working.
Did you ever push your parents? You ever push that edge of being out there, just trying, just kind of what's it called? There's a term for it when kids try their parents
Testing
to see
your boundaries.
Yeah, the boundaries. Yeah. Did you ever do that just to see what you could get away with?
I got a dragon tattoo when I was 19. Mom was not thrilled about that.
Took the car out once. Didn't she come out?
I stole her car. That's right. I got away with it, too.
Now, did it run out of gas, or did she find out because she put her hand on the hood?
It ran out of gas. We got it. Me and my buddy got it back, and the next
terrible
day,
criminal, by the way.
There was nothing. No gas. It wouldn't start. And I went with my stepdad to get gasoline for it. It's like, wow, how'd that happen?
Yeah, right. It must have a leak.
But
a leak or something.
After I got my license, she busted me because I made a copy of her car keys, but I put hers back in a different order, and she recognized when I put it back on the ring.
Dude, that is such a mom James Bond thing of all time. That's funny.
Yeah.
My house key was before my car key.
Yeah.
Jackie, what happened?
No. She did it this way. She pretended like the keys were locked in the trunk. Her keys were locked in the trunk. and waited for me to come save the day.
Oh, my
that is
God.
chef's
I did
kiss
it.
ninja
Dude,
move.
your
dude.
mom is a
Where do you-
stone cold ninja.
Where do you think I learned it from?
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's a good point.
What is this?
It's a
God.
good point.
My mom was not that smart, thank God. Not that smart. And my mom, unfortunately, I say fortunately, God rest her soul, my mom has passed, but she trusts me implicitly. So that unfortunately allowed me to get away with a lot of stupidity.
I'll never forget the first time I was faking being sick to get out of school, and my mom was like, okay, because you've never lied to me before about this, and you never faked, but okay.
Guilt.
Let me stay home, but
Guilt.
She knew, and
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, boy.
Yeah, Price is Right and chicken soup wasn't worth it, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I lied all the time to my parents because I used to get in do some stupid stuff. God, it's so dumb. Me and my dumb cousin just going out and doing dumb stuff.
Right.
And the thing is, in small towns, you can't get away with anything.
No.
Everybody knows what you're doing.
Well, not only that, back in the day, I remember we had neighbors, and if just like everybody does now, but if your neighbors saw you doing something squirrely and they just happen to have your parents' office number, it was nothing for the neighbors to go, Deanna, I just wanted you to know that we just saw Deborah and Kirk. And then when you heard that garage door go up, at the end of that day, you're like, well, it's been nice knowing you.
Exactly.
I enjoyed being your sister for this long.
Look, we had that happen to us because our kids threw a party when we went to New Orleans.
Oh, I remember that.
And my next door neighbor called me and said, hey, were the kids supposed to be having a party? And my wife just turned red because we warned them. We're going away for like 5 days. We're trusting you to stay home and take care of the house. Don't do anything dumb. Hang up the phone. All they thought was, let's do some dumb stuff.
Right.
And they invited, apparently, this was a rager, a TV-ready John Hughes or John...
John Hughes.
John Hughes movie party.
Yeah.
They were burning
Like
pallets.
in Weird Science?
They were burning pallets. They blocked off my bedroom with a mattress so nobody could go back in my room and do something stupid.
Well, that was smart of them.
It was smart, but it wasn't smart.
No.
The hot tub was wired wrong. Somebody could have died in that thing. I had guns in the house.
How did you clear that out when you're in New Orleans?
My wife has a
I
magical effect on my kids. And that magical effect is she believes that she could snap her fingers and appear in Orlando. And they believe it too. I'm telling you straight up, if my wife could have told them, I'm hopping on a plane right now and I'm coming home, and they would believe it. So what she did is she said, because they said no at first, they lied to us. And we said, just go take a picture of the front yard and send it to us, please. Because apparently we'd already been told there were cars everywhere. Apparently there were like almost 100 people at this party in my house.
gosh.
Bigger than any party I ever had. I was actually more pissed that I wasn't there than anything. I mean, sounds like a great party. But apparently there were cars everywhere. And my wife said, just go take a picture of the front yard and send it to me right now. Don't wait 5 seconds. Now, we heard the story from them after the fact because now we can all laugh about it after the fact. But apparently that was the fastest evacuation of teenagers in the history of teenager evacuation. A school fire wouldn't get them out faster than what happened at our house that day. Apparently, my daughter was cursing at people she loved to leave the house immediately because the fear of Jesus himself was coming back from New Orleans, and it was going to be directly uncool. For a while, it was going to be uncool. And they cleared it out. We got it about 5 minutes later, and they cleared it out. We saw a couple other things. They tried to lie, and again, and when my wife looks them in the face, they can't do it because they knew we knew.
I'm telling you, it's the power of that wrath that will keep you from doing some stupid stuff.
No, it wasn't because they did it, and we warned them ahead of time.
Or you just
Don't
get
do
smarter about your stupid stuff.
They didn't do it again, as far as we know. All right, 407-916-1041. I want to talk about this real quick because it's so funny. We talk about stuff like this occasionally on the air. This General Hospital actor over in L.A.
Man, what a terrible story.
Now, it's weird. He's an actor. His name is Johnny Wachter. His name is Johnny Wachter. He was an actor on General Hospital, which is a soap opera. Does it even air on network TV anymore?
It does on ABC.
Does
it's one of the last bastions. What was interesting was he was finishing a shift as a bartender.
I know. He was working as a bartender because those people who work on soap operas make no money.
Right.
And the cost of living in L.A. is you think it's bad in Orlando. Double it in L.A. It's terrible. I mean, it is a joke. 600 square foot apartment up there is like New York prices. $4,000. Anywhere near anywhere you got to be. He was coming out from a bartending job, and he saw people around his car. He actually thought it was being towed.
Yeah.
And when he just said, "What's going on?" they didn't do anything. That's all he said. What's going on? Not confronting them. Not what are you doing? Stop, thief. None of that stupid movie stuff. He said, "What's up? What's going on?" And they turned around. First action, they shot him dead in his chest.
Well, and it was because he had stepped in front of his female coworker that he was walking out of the bar. He was making sure, because his brother said, "We're raised in the South. We would never let a female walk herself to her vehicle by, alone." So when they saw these guys, turns out they were trying to steal his catalytic converter. He thinks he's being towed. They stand up. He steps in front of her. And like Jimmy said, took a bullet to the chest, and they have no idea who these guys are. Their first instinct was to shoot first and just leave the scene.
It was three of them. They had black masks on, and they got into a black escape car. Nobody knows anything. No evidence, no leads, no nothing. Completely random. Had his car up on a floor jack. And they probably just leave those at the scene because the floor jacks are, a few bucks, or if they probably stole that. And then tried to take his catalytic converter. And the funny thing is this is one of those times you do a PSA. Hey, guys, don't be heroes out there. Mm-hmm. Don't be heroes. He simply asked what was going on. That's all he did. I'm not one of these guys who's like, if I saw somebody stealing my catalytic converter, I would just go, "Are you almost done?" Because I'm going to call my insurance company as soon as you're done. There's no way I'm going to come out there and be Johnny Badass and try to confront you. If you're stealing a catalytic converter in the dead middle of the day, well, it was early Saturday morning. But it happens all the time. You see videos online of them just trying to take them in the middle of the day.
And that's why you said if there wasn't a market for the catalytic converters, you wouldn't have POSs like this out there stealing them.
That is the problem. The problem is there's still a market. People will still buy them.
And that's where you have to crack down. That's where you have to, really cut it off. Just so the demand isn't there.
Yeah, these recyclers that buy these things, I'm sure there's a big black market for it, but at first it would just be recyclers, metal recyclers. You'd go in, and I think they have platinum in them. Is one of the reasons they're so damn expensive. Is there's platinum beads, I guess, in there.
Yep.
That's part of the chemical process of turning the exhaust into something more palatable, I guess.
There's a couple precious metals, I believe.
Yeah, unbelievable, man. I saw that story today, and I was like, God, man, this guy's doing nothing. He's doing nothing. Just simply ask, "Hey, what's going on?"
And
they could have just run away. They didn't have to shoot the guy.
And that's why when I saw the headline and it, General Hospital actor, killed protecting coworker, I'm thinking, what, was there a shooting on the set?
Right. Yeah.
What do you mean, coworker? Having no idea that along with being a General Hospital actor, he's also bartending at night so that he can afford that 600 square foot apartment for $4,000.
And more than likely, to be honest with you, he was basically bartending to stay alive. The soap opera job, you can actually, if you're in the game, and we know a number of pretty big stars who have made that jump from soap operas into film. And you got to remember, it doesn't have to be anything big. Soap operas don't pay anything, but you could get a sitcom, maybe a Netflix show. Who knows?
Right.
If you just get noticed. And apparently, he was a sweet guy. Everybody loved him. Same story here all the time, right?
Yeah, the good ones leave and the bad ones get to stay.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. I have a question about the jury deliberation for the Trump hush money trial. It just went to deliberation today. The jurors had a full day today of looking at the facts. I asked Deb this question before the show today. I didn't get a chance to ask Jack, and I want to ask you guys as well. We'll do that right after this.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's Good Sauce with Ross and Joel. At 9, it's Real Laughs, followed by Real Music Weekends at 10 on Real Radio 104.1 and on your free iHeartRadio app.
Heavy traffic reported on I-4 in the Orlando area today, east and westbound on the interstate between the Beach Line and 535 and between US 27 and the 429. Heavy traffic also reported in Seminole County between the Greenway exit and the St. Johns River Bridge. If you see any traffic problems, just make sure you're calling the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Dell Technologies and Intel are pushing what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to now.
This Father's Day, get Dad a brand new grill at a great price from our friends over at Tools Ace Hardware. We love these people at Tools Ace Hardware. There's such wonderful people who own these stores. And let me tell you something. Right now, you can get up to $300 off a brand new Traeger grill. That way, Dad can get that wood-fired flavor as he cooks for the family. Or maybe Dad likes propane grills. How about $150 off a brand new grill from Napoleon? Tools also carries grills and pizza ovens from Big Green Egg, Weber, Rectech, Gosney, and Uni. And when you buy a grill from Tools Ace Hardware, check it out. You get free assembly and free local delivery on grill purchases $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace, 13 convenient locations right here in Central Florida, or you can just shop online at acehardware.com. It's Tools Ace, your Father's Day place.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Need a reboot? RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. Spring is sprung, so let's have some fun. This month, I'll help you reboot your old ride and save up to $8,000 on a new Mitsubishi. So if your old ride's a hunk of junk, don't let it leave you in a funk. You can even drive a new car today with a lifetime warranty, like the Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon starting at $15,900. The popular Eclipse Cross, in stock and ready for delivery. Or the 2024 Outlander, 5-star safety rated, starting at $23,900. So if you've been dreaming of driving a new RC Hill Mitsubishi, don't get your wires crossed, because my team works hard every day, and that's what makes us different. So this week, reboot your old ride, and you could save up to $8,000 on a nicer, newer car. But hurry, a deal this good will shut down fast. I'm RC Hill, and I'm your car dealer next door. 2 locations, DeLand and Ocala. See all my trendy rides at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Vehicle purchase price determines actual discount.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world, protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Each morning across Florida, hundreds of Duke Energy line workers start each day with one thing on our minds: making the grid stronger and more reliable for you. To us, it's about more than keeping the lights on. It's about being more efficient to help lower costs for our customers. It's more than a job, it's a commitment to building a smarter, more reliable energy future for Florida. Find out more at duke-energy.com/FL feature. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
Introducing Tanzite Stone Tile Flooring, a game changer in the tile industry. Say goodbye to the trade-off between durability and easy installation with Tanzite's revolutionary indoor-outdoor stone tile. Visit Tanzite.com to see how our tile is installed without concrete or mortar. Instead, our innovative rubber gasket system connects the tiles together. Each tile coming pre-assembled, you simply grab one and place it. No expertise needed. At Tanzite.com, you can see how our foam-back tiles contour to cover any existing floor while insulating against sound and cold. Beautiful and versatile. Tanzite tile adapts to indoor or outdoor use, from kitchens to patios, on concrete basements or wooden decks. All with the durability of stone that's guaranteed for life. Witness this innovative product yourself and order a sample today at Tanzite.com. That's TANZITE.com.
The free iHeart app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like Real Fun Beach Radio. Real Fun Beach Radio is commercial-free all summer and gives you that toes in the sand beach music vibe 24/7. I'm picking up good vibrations. Just open the free iHeart app, search Real Fun Beach Radio, and start listening. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good. Radio 104.1.
There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
When you ask why, Jimmy, just remember that it's California. That's why. That's why. As soon as they ask, what are you doing? Uh-oh. You're in California. Bacatao.
Yeah. I don't know if that's limited to just California, buddy.
As soon as it starts acting like that here, I'm going to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Hey, Jimmy and crew, do you want to go retro and remember what Daytona Beach was like? You keep playing an ad that has the song Steal My Sunshine. That whole video is made in Daytona Beach, and it looks exactly like I remember it as a kid. It is the coolest video ever. You got to go look at it.
Yeah. From a band called Len, L-E-N. Cool-ass tune. They bit that drum beat and everything behind them from a disco song from, I think, Andrea... God, I cannot remember the name of it. Andrea True Connection, I think was the name of the band. Has that heavy cowbell. Jack, do you have that Lynn song by any chance?
We do.
Yeah, Steal My
Cowbell.
Sunshine. Yeah, and it's got that, and he's right. They shot that entire thing like in Daytona, scooters, the whole 9 yards. It was a brother and sister duo out of Canada, I believe.
I was just wondering if I would know the song.
Yeah, listen to this in the background. You'll notice this hook immediately.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Talked to Mark lately?
You know the song, Jack? Connection. There's no question you have this. This is one of the... God, I hope you do. No.
Nope.
Damn. Damn. It's such a cool tune, too. Andrea True Connection. What was the name of this tune here? More was the name of the song.
Oh, yeah. Okay. More.
How do you like it? How do you like it? More. Yeah, that's where they took that.
Yeah, we sounded just like it.
Exactly. That's where they took that tune from. A very cool song, though. Thanks, Evil. I appreciate that very much. Nice little remembering Daytona from the 80s.
From the old days.
All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well. Jack, I wanted to ask you this, buddy. So, Deb and I were talking about this before the show a little bit. So now it's 12 jurors have to go back and they have to deliberate after receiving, 4 weeks of testimony about that? 3 or 4 weeks?
So, yeah.
20 days?
Yeah. So a lot of testimony there, a lot of witnesses, a salacious a bunch of information from not only Stormy Daniels, but from Michael Cohen. Basically what they're accusing former President Trump is of providing hush money to keep a story repressed so that it did not affect the 2016 presidential election.
Falsifying business records.
And falsifying business records as well, right? So two things there. One of them is a misdemeanor, which is the falsifying of the records. The other one, I believe, is a felony, right?
There's a few.
And I believe that's the one they really, they're really kind of pushing for, because I'd not really heard the language of interfering with an election before they started kind of doing this trial. I only heard about the part where it was regarding the hush money and how it was paid back, which would be a campaign finance violation, correct?
Yes.
I believe that's how it goes, right? So here's my question, Jack. So you're on this jury, and it's the former president of the United States of America. And really, it doesn't matter who this is. It could be Trump. It could be Obama. It could be one of the kids.
It shouldn't matter who it is.
It could be. It could have been Clinton. Whomever. Pick your president. It does not matter. This president is a little bit more bombastic than those ones we mentioned before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, former President Trump has has a reputation for doing a bunch of stuff that is grossly abnormal to what we've seen in professional politics in this country for eons. Well, since its inception, actually.
Yeah.
With that said,
he moved the goalposts on that.
Yeah, 100%. With that said, how much do you believe that sitting on a jury where the former president of the United States of America is the defendant And you are now one of 12 people in this country of 360 million or so that are going to make a decision on whether or not a former president, for the first time in our country's history, is convicted of a crime. How much of the history of this decision you think weighs into somebody's psyche? Now, understood that the judge is going to give the jurors rules, right? What they have to consider when making this decision. They've already done this.
Yes.
They go into the deliberating room. It's them. There's a 4-person, and they are there to make a decision. Now, they didn't make one today. We don't know if they'll make one this week, for that matter, right?
Correct.
But with that said, outside of political affiliation, it doesn't really even matter to me. Just as an American, how much of that do you think really weighs on him?
I think the significance of this,
Yes.
I think, is definitely added pressure to a juror.
On what side? What side of that? Whether, in other words,
the fact that,
in other words, if you believe he's guilty,
yeah,
do you weigh it in going, oh my God, I believe this guy's guilty, but he is the former president of the United States and the current Republican nominee running right now.
Yeah.
Do I have the wherewithal? Do I want to live with the decision of voting yes on convicting this guy? And he's not going to go to jail, for the record. I mean, that's not going to happen.
And I agree with that.
He's not going to go to jail. He'll get probation. He'll get some other stuff.
Maybe a fine.
He's not going to go to jail. That's I mean, he's not going to go to jail. They'll do the booking thing, I'm sure, and then he'll be out. He's not going to go to jail. He'll have some probationary stuff. None of that's going to happen. So, you don't have to worry about putting this guy behind bars. That's not going down. But even on either side of that, whether you let a guy go you think is guilty because he is the president, or you convict a guy because the facts are there and you ignore the fact that this guy was the former president.
Wait, you twisted on the end.
No. How does it weigh on the person either way?
So,
do they want to live with the guilt of doing it, or do the right thing according to them?
Well, no, of course, I hope they do the right thing according to them. But I think there is the added pressure of, I think it's harder to convict the former president as it would just be John Doe in that seat.
Right.
Okay. So I think they can look at the evidence and say, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, he didn't kill anybody.
And not think about it and convict. I think it might give them pause, the fact that the significance, knowing that the eyes of the world are on this decision, and they feel like we have to make sure we get it right. I think it's a good chance it could be a hung jury or guilty, and I agree with you. I don't think he'll ever see behind bars.
Yeah, he's not going to do the jail time for this case. I mean, if there are any of the other cases even make it to trial, I mean, there's a couple chances. With the documents case, there's a chance that something nuts going to happen, and maybe even in the jury case or the Georgia case.
I think what weighs more on the jury is the how people will react if they are outed publicly, and what their lives and the burden they carry by the people who are,
fervent followers. Because it's happened before, right?
Exactly.
So you can say that. There's no problem with that. There's facts. It happened before. Because it's with the E. Jean Carroll case. I was talking to Deb beforehand. That judge basically said to the jurors, look, you're welcome to talk about this if you want. You're completely free. This has been done. You're all done. I would strongly suggest that you keep this to yourself and maintain as much anonymity as possible. That's what a judge recommendation was to those jurors.
Yeah.
I don't know about this juror, but going back to the whole idea of the jury, like, I got to tell you, man, it would weigh pretty heavy. Like, it would weigh heavy on me. It would be very, I guess it would be like this, father of four does something like this, and you're sitting there in the jury like, God dang, man, he didn't kill anybody. He didn't steal any, didn't really steal any money per se, although you can make an argument for that. Nobody got hurt. He's the former president of the United States. If even an inkling of this gets out, my family's life is going to change forever. Forever. If it gets out that I was sitting on this jury and this jury convicted the former president, specifically this former president, that my life is going to change forever. I will have to, there's a possibility go into hiding.
Yeah.
And I just wonder how much of that weighs into people as they sit there. Now, Deb made a very good point. She goes, well, two people already dipped out saying that they didn't even want a chance of that happening, right, Deb? That was the whole thing?
Well, no, because enough of their personal information had been released that people were able to suss out who they are, and they were getting calls from family, friends, coworkers. Hey, are you that juror they're talking about? Hey, are you that? And they hadn't. I mean, jury selection was still going on, and they're like, yeah, no, I don't want a piece of this.
Yeah. I would tell you, man, I probably would do my best to get off of this jury if I was called. Yeah. And again, I wouldn't do anything nefarious to get off the jury. I would be honest. But man, I got to tell you, I don't know if I'd want to be in one of those seats. I don't think I'd want to be on this jury. I think that is a really heavy obligation to have.
I don't mind making the call on guilty or not guilty, regardless of whether he was former president or not. That doesn't bother me. It's the repercussions of the acolytes and the cult following.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
That would be the concern I would have.
To me, I was thinking about this a little bit today, right? And this is exactly what it would be like for me, right? I would not want to tie it up with Scientologists, right? I wouldn't want to do anything to infuriate Scientologists to the point where I'm their focus. And not because I'm afraid of Scientology. I have a life I'd like to live. And I don't want to be hassled by Scientologists. And for the record, it doesn't matter enough for me to really get involved with that. Where are you pointing at?
They're showing right now, I'm looking at coverage of it, and they have the outline of the jurors, and they have them numbered, but they also have them labeled by profession.
Right, exactly. 3 attorneys on that, right?
And I think that's, why do we need to know that? Why is that information out there on who they are? Because, again, it's just more clues to help identify people who should have had the right to be anonymous if they choose so.
Well, that's the media's fault, though, right? Because they have the option to not show that. But that makes a better story, though, does it not? When you get a florist and 2 attorneys and an accountant.
It's the media's fault, but it's also, where did that information come from?
Right, but again,
that had to be released by the court, no?
Yeah, it's probably part of the policy, right?
And that I don't know. Whether
it has to be. I mean, it's out there. I mean, the information's out there, so it has to be a release from the government. They have control over it.
Well, yes, but why do they have to release it?
Yeah, I don't know if they have to. If they, obviously they can, and they did. And I don't know. Do you think that really matters? I mean, do you think, like, if you see 12 jurors and 2 of them are teachers, one's a musician, one's unemployed, 2 are attorneys, one's an accountant, does it really?
No.
It really,
yes. Well, it matters in the courtroom.
Yeah, because 3 lawyers. Yeah. That's been the singular thing about this jury that has been like that you never hear of.
Right. Yeah.
For lawyers to be picked to be on jury pools, it's like having your dentist do his own dentistry. Sometimes they can make the worst.
And maybe because their profession is part of jury selection, that makes it public record and public information. And maybe that's why we know that.
We never cared before because we never had to worry about a jury's safety unless you were part of the mob jury.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
that would be the only time.
I was about to say, you definitely have had to worry about jury safety before.
But that says something.
Yeah, sure.
Right there, that says a whole lot.
Yeah. When I thought about this today, I was like, wow, man, what a burden. But both attorneys got to do voir dire, which is basically they're interviewing jurors, and I think each one of the attorneys' teams has, is it 10?
I think they each had 10 strikes.
6 or 10 or whatever it is. And basically, if one attorney says, we like this guy, the other attorney can go, we don't like him.
Yeah.
We want them struck. And that person is now excused, but they can only do that 10 times. And when you run out, pretty much you're done.
And the defense only needs 1 jury to hang the jury.
That's it.
Right.
And I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think what's going to happen is there are going to be some of these charges will go through. There will be some minimum charges, but I think for the big charges, it's going to be a hung jury. Then they're not going to be able to draw the line directly from Donald Trump to the money in the campaign funds because he had I believe one of his accountants said that it would be a normal day for him to get stacks of checks to just go through and sign. And that easily could have been mixed in and signed without any knowledge. Now, again, whether or not that's true or not, obviously that's up for grabs. But I believe that's the argument that could really kind of sway it. Deb thinks that 3 attorneys being on there actually works better for Trump. And I don't know that it does.
Oh, I don't know if it works better for Trump. It's just very rare.
It is rare.
I can't ever recall of a jury having one attorney, much less three.
Yeah. Would you want smart jurors, or would you want just kind of regular jurors? You know, people high school educated, went out and got a job, working for a living. Would you want those people, or would you want
smart all day,
college educated all day?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about that. Do you think college-educated people maybe think a little too deeply about situations as opposed to just kind of looking at the black and white of the scenario? Or maybe people who aren't that educated are easily manipulated by the attorneys?
Isn't that what voir dire is about? About picking the jury
it
that's
is,
more
it is to a point.
Swayable to your side?
If higher intelligence means less manipulative, then I'm
all day, air day.
Yeah,
all day, air day.
But you got to remember, man, you sometimes can overthink things. You know,
well, I'm high school educated, so I do not have a college degree.
I'm also just I'm high school educated. I get
you're the one who mentioned college. You said, do you want a more educated juror? And I would, yes, the better educated, the better.
I got to tell you, there's part of me agrees with that, and then part of me agrees with people who just kind of look at things as surface, this led to this, this led to this, and that led to this.
It's not about them applying their common sense into what they think should happen. It's about you following the rules to apply the rule of law.
Yeah, I understand that.
I believe I would want someone who's more intelligent on a jury to be able to make sure they are not allowing their emotions to get the better of them. And I'm not saying, I'm not saying that higher intelligence means you are less emotional.
Yeah.
But if the better chance to follow the rule of law here, as opposed to, well, he's a good guy. He's got good common sense to make it guilty, not guilty. There was no victim here. No, it's you're following the rules.
So you think attorneys want smarter jurors?
I didn't say attorneys want them. I say that's what I wanted.
That's kind of what I'm asking. I mean, do you think an attorney arguing to a juror's box wants people who are all college educated, or do they want people who are not?
It depends on who and what they're trying.
Yeah, I think it depends on the case.
Yeah,
it depends on if they figure, okay, I got some circumstantial evidence. I'm going to have to sew this into a story, and I have to rely on my ability to convince these people that this is what happened.
Yeah.
But I think the more evidence you have and the more you can get in the weeds, I think you want a higher intelligent juror panel
be able to understand
be able to understand it, because things can get technical and it can get complicated at times.
We have to remember to ask Ray that. I think that's an interesting question.
Sure.
Do attorneys like smart juries, or do they want kind of regular, everyday, blue-collar juries? All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. We'll take 041. Oh, man. Haven't made that mistake in 40 years. We'll take a little break. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
What's going on, everybody? Fox 35, Storm Team Meteorologist Noah Bergen here. It was a hot one today. Temperatures got into the upper 90s. Thursday, still hot, mostly sunny, mid-90s. Friday, mostly sunny, lower 90s. Small chance of a thunderstorm in the afternoon, 30%. The weekend, mostly sunny, not quite as hot. Temperatures come down to the upper 80s, just a 20% chance of a shower. When going into next week, temperatures will be back closer to 90, with about a 20 to 30% chance daily next Monday, Tuesday of pop-up showers.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their end-to-end solution helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all year round. Schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from your Indeed dashboard. Learn more by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
The Rolling Stones, live. Stones Tour 24, Hackney Diamonds. Sponsored by AARP, June 3rd, Camping World Stadium. The Rolling Stones, the greatest rock and roll band in the world. Tickets on sale now at rollingstones.com. Your chance to see the Stones.
Last season, millions tuned into the Betrayal podcast to hear a shocking story of deception. I'm Andrea Gunning, and now we're sharing an all-new story of betrayal. Justin Rutherford. Doctor, father, family man. It was the perfect cover to hide behind.
I was just like, what in the world is going on?
Listen to Betrayal on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Betrayal and start listening.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S., over 15 million this year alone, and many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss even when you monitor your credit. If your identity's stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% their first year with my name, Clay, as the promo code at LifeLock.com.
Okay, this contract looks good to me. Let me just run it by my lawyer.
Everyone knows that having a good lawyer on hand can be a real game changer, which is why Legal Shield connects you to a vetted law firm in your state for a low monthly fee. Only Legal Shield has been providing this kind of legal peace of mind for over 50 years. Need an experienced set of eyes on that fine print? With Legal Shield, you can say,
let me run it by my lawyer.
Is the dealership giving you a hassle about warranty repairs?
I guess we'll have to talk to our lawyer.
And for that will you've been putting off, you can finally tell your family.
We're good. I had our lawyer take care of it.
Legal Shield isn't AI bots. It's a dedicated group of real lawyers who have your back, no matter what the future brings, all for around the price of those streaming services you don't watch anymore. Sign up at LegalShield.com/radio today. PPLSI does not provide legal representation or advice. See a plan for complete terms.
Let's make Father's Day something this year with the Bartesian Cocktail Maker. It whips up over 60 premium cocktails on demand, each ready at the push of a button. And right now, you get $50 off when you buy 1 pack of Dad's favorite cocktail capsules. Make Dad's Father's Day by making cocktails with all natural juices and bitters without making any mess at all. Visit BARTESIAN.com/father to get $50 off the best premium cocktail maker for Dad. Bartesian. Premium cocktails on demand.
The #1 cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing. Or this one. I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better, unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Look ahead with the team at TK Law to plan your family's future. Visit onefirmforlife.com.
Stay tuned to the Jim Colbert Show as we demonstrate our attitude of gratitude. Our thank you segment is sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword heart scan. Are you offended? Obviously, we're only kidding. You're listening to the Jim Colbert Show.
Hey guys, I think the breakdown goes like this. If you're defending innocent, you want an intelligent jury. If you're prosecuting innocent, you want a dumbass jury. Conversely, if you're prosecuting guilty, you want an intelligent jury. But if you're defending guilty, you want a dumbass jury.
All right. I have to put that on my fridge.
Is it big enough?
Yeah, that's a good question. Maybe just the freezer part. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
Yeah.
You guys big fans of tomatoes?
I'm okay.
Yeah,
we're
Look at
okay.
there. A little soft tomato action here, huh?
Yeah.
It
depends on the tomato.
It has to be a good tomato.
And how is it used? Is this a caprese salad? Yeah, let's go. You know,
Yeah.
on my burger? Okay.
Anywhere else?
In sauce?
Yeah.
Oh, tomato sauce? Yeah. Pizza? Let's go.
So caprese salad is basically it's a slice of tomato, it's mozzarella cheese, basil, and usually some balsamic vinaigrette.
Yes.
Or glaze of some sort or whatever.
Oh, that's so good.
So you won't eat just a slice of tomato with some salt?
Oh, yeah.
No.
That's a good time
Dude,
right
I got to
there.
tell you.
Well, I've never have, so I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. Well, the reason I bring this up is, and I meant to bring this up the other day, but it seems silly. But, well, I mean, tomatoes are about to get expensive. I guess there's a kind of a war between Mexico and the U.S. when it comes to tomato prices because they basically claim that Mexico have cornered the market on the tomatoes. And the way that we grow them here as opposed to the way that they grow them there and the way that we import them and the way that we subsidize that crop, that we import them cheaper than we can produce them. So our farmers kind of get screwed over a little bit. So they're saying that this battle that we have, the Department of Commerce, considering to impose tariffs to protect our domestic tomato growers because of this very thing.
Yeah, we went through this with Brazil and oranges.
And remember, we did this one time before with tomatoes back in the day. Remember when you used to be able to go through, God, when was this, Jack? Do you remember this?
When?
The tomato market got so ridiculous, and I don't know if it was a crop issue or one of these issues with import tariffs, but if you went to a fast food restaurant, they would charge you extra for tomato if they even had it. Yeah. And that was from restaurants that normally put it on there.
This wasn't that long ago. This was in the past 20 years.
Yeah.
This is maybe in the past 10 years.
Yeah, when you say that, I don't believe it.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. It's 2024. Let's see, 2014?
Because I remember talking because a lot of food producers were negotiating with the folks who pick the tomatoes and didn't want to raise their bushel price by a penny.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It said the change might be levying a tariff on Mexican tomatoes, which are sold at an average of almost 21% lower and sometimes 30% lower than the fair market price. And that's according to feds and the tomato industry studies. And it seems to be going on for decades. A 96 review of tomato prices showed that Mexico dumped tomatoes in the U.S. market for as much as 188% below what American growers were charging wholesalers and retailers. Yeah, Jack.
Tomato shortage with signs on the door happened in.
Well, okay. You said 20. I said 10. That's 2014.
Yeah.
It's earlier than that.
Do you really believe that? You know what? I'll go 2014. I'm sticking with it.
I'm going to go 2010. Let me look. It's 2010. Oh, I nailed it.
What did you think it was? You think it was earlier than that?
Yeah, I thought it was between like 2006 and 2010.
Yeah. So it looks like that the tomatoes could go up to $2.20 a pound. That's only 20 cents more than normal. But again, if you're on a budget and a lot of cultures use a lot of tomatoes, a lot of tomatoes. If you're a Latino family, you're using a lot of tomatoes.
Italians, forget about
it. You're using a lot of tomatoes. So going to be interested to see how that happens. And by the way, it won't lighten up for your canned tomatoes either. Those prices will be going up as well. So
time to have a garden.
We'll see what happens there. Mexico accounts for what percentage of all U.S. tomato imports? What do you think? 90 is exactly the answer.
Whoa.
Dong it up,
Dong
dude.
it up,
Dong
dude.
it up, dog. Woo!
See, he got the special ending.
No, but he nailed it. It's exactly the
that's
number.
because I missed the first half of the dong.
All right, for us.
How do you do that?
I came in late.
You look away. You look away. Yeah. You're like, all of that?
Yeah.
All right, Deb. Let's do You Heard It Here first.
Okay.
It's time for You Heard It Here First on The Jim Colbert Show.
Oh, someone's been bad in Bartow.
Everybody. Bad in Bartow.
No, this is a Bartow police officer who's in jail awaiting termination after being charged with several crimes involving high school students.
Oh, man.
Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd says 24-year-old Mark Anthony Fernandez made explicit videos on Snapchat with 4 teenage girls. This is how stupid this guy is, Jimmy. He shared them with fellow Bartow police officers and other employees.
He was really stupid to video it. Then he was really stupid to show it to his colleagues at work who said, "Time out."
Yeah, Judd says Fernandez is accused of bringing 4 girls he met online to his Lake Wales house, giving them THC and alcohol, and making sexually explicit videos with them. Fernandez is also accused of choking a 16-year-old girl. The other 2 victims are a 17-year-old and 2 18-year-olds.
God almighty,
Judd
man.
said this guy was just able to sneak his way through the process and somehow be able to put on a badge, but that won't be happening ever again.
Dude, I remember a story from cops years ago where there was a wave of people trying to be cops to do stuff like this. Like they thought the badge would give them the power so they could go out and do things of this nature. I swear.
Terrifying.
Incredible.
Wow. Well, then you have 2 people are accused of taking part in a month-long crime spree across multiple Florida counties. We've talked about these organized retail thefts before. Attorney General Ashley Moody says Jimmy Lamar and Donkeria Burgess have been charged with felony organized retail theft. Palm Beach County Police say the duo stole up to $20,000 worth of Stanley cups.
You never trusted Donkeria.
Cosmetics and other products from 4 stores. During over a 30-day period from February and March. The businesses that were hit were in Brevard, Broward, Orange, and Palm Beach counties. The Attorney General's office will prosecute the case. And then finally, signs that used to warn Virginia Beach visitors not to curse may soon be put on the auction block. The Virginia Beach City Council decided last week to donate the unique signs to the city's police foundation. The signs were put up in the 1990s.
Damn, really?
I would have thought this was like an 1890s thing,
I was
right?
say, the 90s, they encourage you to curse.
I know.
Please, curse at will.
The signs were put up in the 1990s to help remind rowdy visitors to mind their language. They were removed in 2019 when business owners decided, we should probably project a more welcoming attitude.
Right.
I don't know why we think this. The Police Foundation will meet in July to come up with ideas about a possible auction or raffle.
Very nice.
I think you should have one of those signs in your studio.
Oh, yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
Think of the fines you'll rack up before the first hour.
Yeah, because during the breaks here, we let it go. Scarily.
You heard it here first on the Jim Colbert Show.
Thank you so much, Deborah. We appreciate that very much.
I don't do any of that stuff.
Yeah, no, none at all. Who do we have to thank today, dear?
We want to thank Daryl Payne of Pawfection Dog Training. The Animal House podcast has already been posted. So if you missed his 2 segments today, you can go to iHeartRadio and find the Animal House podcast there.
Very nice.
We also want to thank Orlando Sentinel columnist Scott Maxwell. Get you, son. The motion is the lotion.
Let me tell you, I want everybody, turn this up, Jack. I want everybody to YouTube this video tonight. This chick was a former porn star.
Oh, really?
And they turned her into a singer. And the dance that she does in this video, it's the epitome of being white.
Oh, no.
It is so bad.
Okay, we also want to thank Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat. So what's her name, the artist?
Andrea. The Andrea True Connection is the name of the band.
And More is the song.
Yeah, there you go.
1976.
Jack, question of the day?
Yeah, question of the day in our YouTube chat. Do you like tomatoes? Where do you think it comes in?
We forget the question of the day, Jack. I'm sorry. I think most people like tomatoes. I'll go 70%.
Oh, higher than that, Jim. 88%.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Yeah, tomatoes are good for you, by the way. Like a peen.
Oh, but that you only get that when they're cooked.
Oh, really? That's right. Yeah,
it's
you're
a
right.
really good chemical for smokers.
Yeah, so I guess I'll just
that's
have a big old thing of chili then, I guess, huh?
Yeah, that's muy blanco.
Yeah, muy blanco.
Yeah,
Very
muy
good.
blanco.
All right, let's get the hell out of here tomorrow. Let's see, it's Thursday. That means we have date night done right with our friend Danny Myring, Colbert Court with our buddy Glenn Klausman. Of course, your text, talkbacks, calls, all that fun stuff. I'll come up tomorrow at 3. On behalf of Deb and Jack, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters in the Morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. By the way, Ross's podcast up today as well. Good Sauce with Ross and Joel.
That's
tonight at 8 o'clock for sure. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Wednesday evening.
And stay cool. Put some hump in your day. Bye.
Well, I don't know about that.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.